Yo, let me make sure y'all can hear me. And my mic seems loud as hell. Is it loud? It's super loud for me, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me make sure y'all can hear me, man, because you know, I wouldn't want to say too much, because now I'm a fake film expert all of a sudden, and I mean I wear that badge with honor, so don't think I take it personal. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm referring to before guys get in here, as you guys get in here, I'm referring to the work I did last week, and yes, I will say I seem pretty petty. I'm pretty petty, and I don't mind being petty. You know what I mean? When it comes to people who do nut shit. As I said before, I won't say what the nut shit that AOC did is, because it's not my business to say, right? But I do know what he's done, and part of the reason that I put those pieces out last week was one because he lied on Mazi Smith. That was true. Wasn't that mad about that though. I wouldn't make it this whole thing about that, because when people try to do that, they think that I'm angry or trying to defend a take about Mazi, and that's not why this was made. Um, the sauce came from the fact that I think I told you some of you guys, that when I before I do a show with you, I'm gonna check your content and I'm gonna check your reputation. And as I did that, a lot of the things that were coming back from not only other content creators directly from their direct experiences with them, but also things that I watched in his content, I said, I don't really bang with the bull. So what would have been just a lesson where I would have just went on live with you, showed you what I see, you can show me what you see, and I can say why we disagree and or we would agree. What that turned into was this back and forth, where now I think he's forced in a corner where he's trying to paint a picture of Jay Toya, which is bad for Jay Toya. He's trying to paint a picture of Jay Toya as if Jay Toya is balling, because he has to make it seem as if he was right, and that's a bad log to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know why he's doing it, but I watched the video earlier. Someone sent it to me talking about something. Hey, fake exposing fake film experts. So I guess I'm the fake film expert, which I don't mind. I'm not a film expert. Let me just explain this to you. I just play one on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid for this. My channel, and this is perfect plug actually. Thank y'all. My channel is not monetized, so I don't even do this for money. Do you guys understand? I don't think people understand this. I already have money, but I don't mind making money. So for those of you who want to send me some money, my Cash App is right there. You can send me some money, because this shit, even though I do it for free, it ain't free, right? So want to show some support? Shoot some Cash App there. $1 a do, $2 a do. I don't care. Coffee money. I think this is worth more than a cup of coffee. But do your thing. Either way, that's what's been happening partially. Let me get back to my recap first before I even get into any film. The recap on the game, I'm noticing something now. So I start watching, and this is a beautiful thing. I watched the commentary on Mazi and the game last week, right? And Jay Toya. And you can tell the producers are paying attention to what we're talking about, because obviously we were going back and forth on Twitter. And this is what I meant when I said what I said about Mazi in the first place. We've been going back and forth on Twitter about Mazi, right? Me and a couple of other content creators, right? And it's been making noise all week. I know that they know this because that's who the focal point was in the game. It was on the A Gap and Mazi and Jay Toya. They're not going to say why they're thinking that way, but you can tell that the narrative is now tilted that way even further due to the added engagement, right? So my reason for speaking in the first place was, when we do these things, we put a focal point on a player, we put pressure on players, and we put an emphasis on what a player is or isn't doing. So it's important that you're right when you speak. And I listened to the dude video, and he hella wrong again. And I wasn't even gonna keep going. Somebody said I was dragging it. They were like, "You dragging it now? You already proved your point." I'm dragging it on purpose because I'm trying to drag him. You know what I mean? And why? Because I really just don't bang with the way the ball moves. That's all. It's not like, this is not personal. Like I'm really angry. We gonna see each other unless you want to do something. But we ain't gonna see each other. And I'm like, hey, they go AOC, my arch enemy. It's not that. It's just like, hey man, speak. When you speak, make sure you're on point. I don't really bang with your content, but not anymore. But and I did. I'm being honest. I did bang with his content up to a week ago. I didn't know who he was until I started, trying to do a show with him. And this ain't about him blowing up, or he didn't reject me for a show. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I was going to do a show with him. And then I started doing my research, as I said before. And then I said, hey, I had to hit him up and say, I can't do a show with you, bro, in good faith. I told him this, and I told him what I would be doing. I told him I would be doing this right here. This is not new news to him. It's not new news to me because I'm not shady. I'm not like it wasn't a backstab. I said, hey, I don't like how you move. I said it directly to him. Don't like how you move. And I can't, in good faith, do a show with you because of the way you move. That's it. So it ain't like I mean, I ain't got no reason to play with nobody. Shade. I'm glad. I hope he get 100,000 followers too, and a bunch of other shit go on for him. I just hope that what you're saying when you say it is right. But another man gonna get money. I'm not. Hey, get your money, bro. I just told y'all before though, if it was a money motive, I wouldn't even be on YouTube. I'm saying serious. I'm retired myself. I'm 42. I don't got to work for nobody. I don't got to do shit. I got up today. My dog shitted in my house. I had to clean that up. And then I decided I'm not doing shit today but this. Because I can do that. Right? So for those who think that I'm hating, and I don't need to prove it to you, but for those who think I'm hating, I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I don't need to hate. I don't got no problem with this man personally. But it is a film issue. And we will keep going if you want to keep going. I would just, if I was him, I would really stop talking about it because all it does is exposes it further, and that's making it worse, you know. So I don't know why we're doing that. But what was said was that, you know, on certain plays, especially, I'm gonna point out the first play he broke down. You can go watch his video. This to show you I ain't hating. Go follow AOC. Do not unfollow AOC. Go follow Attack on Cowboys. Make sure you follow Attack on Cowboys and keep following them, right? Also, make sure you watch the content that he puts out, all of it. Make sure you super chat this man when he's on live. Make sure you do that. Okay. Don't take nothing away from him. Okay. But also make sure you take your ass out there and you watch the video that's called was exposing fake. I think it's like exposing fake film experts, right? Something like that. But you're talking about me. But forget me. Go and watch the first breakdown he did. The first play. He's breaking down, number one, everybody who breaks down film. This is even the coaches. They call it coaches film for a reason. Now, class, why did Darius or Akoye, myself, not say anything about the footage or anything about the game, really, until I got the coaches footage? Because I don't know what the fuck is happening off of broadcast. I can't ascertain what the coach is really asking the player to do. And I can't really see what the player's actually done. I'm only seeing the broadcast footage. So you don't break down broadcast footage. So if you look at the first breakdown, that's what you're looking at. Broadcast footage. That's number one. No. Number two, he don't even know what he's looking at because you're looking at it from an angle where you can't see what's going on behind the play anyway. All right. So broke that play down. Sanborn ran free. And I think got a tackle for 2 yards or a loss or something like that. They said, everybody's going to say Mazi's the reason he's running free. No, he's not. Okay. Now, if anybody wants to do the work, real research, all you have to do, if you go on to NFL.com and you look at all the snaps that Mazi's in, you can just type in Mazi Smith snaps. Right? Matter of fact, let's do it together, class. Shall we? All right. Let me share this real quick. I don't know if the NFL going to strike this if I do it, but they usually do. But I'm going to do it anyway. All right. So, boom. You see that? Let me go back and make sure y'all can see the screen. All right. Can't see it big enough. Cool. All right. Now I'm going back over here, and I'm going to show you what happens here, right? So if I go here, right, play situation. Let me first refresh this page. Okay. Now, when I do this, you can count. I don't got to do much. Watch this. Mazi Smith. Let's just type that in first. All right. Hold on. Let me take the third down plays out. He only played third down 3 times. So he played. You guys can see in the top corner let's just do this as a homework. The top left-hand corner, you'll see he has only 30 snaps, right? So obviously all 30 of those snaps, as you can see in this particular play, all 30 of those snaps did not take place via, hold on, let me get to the end zone camera. Boom. I don't need no camera because I'm not breaking this down. Let me pause that. All those plays, though, did not take place on the ground, right? Okay, so some of them were in the air. Second play, you can see -3 yards. This is all the stuff Mazi on the field. So I'm just going off the yards, okay? The most yards, and I don't have, you guys can do this on your own time, but the most yards that they gave up in this game on the ground when Mazi Smith is in the game is 7 yards, people. 7, okay? The rest of the entire time he's in the game, you can clearly see every run. And every run is, so this is pass. All the runs are like less than 5 yards. All of them. Except for the little quick passes. These are less than 5-yard rushes. Let me go to the rest of them. Interception. We got 2 interceptions. One interception while he's on the field, 1 interception while he wasn't on the field, but 1 interception that was forced because he forced it. They forced a 3rd and 8. But here's this. No, this is a pass. That's 6 yards. This is a run for 6 yards. So every run except for 2 while Mazi's in the game went for 6 yards. 7 yards or less. That's it. I'm talking about outside, inside, anywhere. 7 yards is the max. Okay? Now, now that's just common sense. I don't got to do much more. Even if I didn't watch no film, I can say, is correlation does not equate to causation, but there is a correlation with the fact that every time this motherfucker on the field, not only do good things happen, but ain't nobody running the ball nowhere. Why is that? I don't understand why that is. And we still coming for this man, right? And still trying to find a reason to make him a problem when, hey, there is nothing happening against him, number one. When you run at him, that's number one. Not when you run away from him. When you run at this man, nothing's happening. That's number one. Number two, the defense, which this is overshadowing. Eberflus's defense is being overshadowed by the offense of the Cowboys and by this bullshit right here. Why? Because we keep talking about Mazi Smith when the defense itself, the entire defense, which is a team sport, but the entire defense is playing lights out. Lights out. You say a lot of 4-yard runs are still bad. I don't see a lot of 4-yard runs, and a lot of them would be bad, but we ain't getting a lot of 4-yard runs. That's pretty much what the point was here. We didn't get none of that. Okay. But again, here's the other problem that I have with the Mazi criticism. His first year, he was told to do one thing. He did that. He didn't look good at it because that's not his game. Second year, he was told to do what he was supposed to do. He looked good doing it, but then that coach left, and now he's in the third year with another coach who didn't draft him. Dan Quinn did not like him, didn't want him, it didn't seem. So he tried to change him. Then Zimmer inherited him, don't care about him because he didn't draft him. He don't know who this kid is, but made something out of him. Then we have Eberflus, who also doesn't know the kid, didn't draft him, doesn't really like that type of player. So the coach not liking a particular type of player when he comes in, that happens. That doesn't have anything to do with the player being doo-doo. He might not fit his scheme. Now, if someone was arguing, hey, Mazi might not fit Eberflus' scheme, we could have a whole conversation about that being true. Yeah, Eberflus might tell you that. That might be true. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether or not he played well last year or not. This is not stuff that I have to go show you, because if you have the NFL.com app and you pay for the pro, you can go watch this shit yourself. I've done it. Okay. So it is what it is. Shout out to CFT who in the chat. What's up, my brother? But without further ado, since a lot of you waiting, it's 127 of y'all in here. Do y'all want to see the footage from this game? I think you do. I do too. But make sure if you're on here, just for shits and giggles, hit the like, the share, the sub button, and also make sure you stay for its entirety, because at the end you're going to see what happened when Mazi was off the field versus the run. Okay, these are the things that I would do before I say anything. Why? Because you should be right when you speak. If you're speaking about somebody like you, that's just, to me, I thought that was common sense, but that ain't common sense. Sense ain't common. So let's go. Let me put this up here. Boom. All right. Let me hit play. Okay, first play. All right, so this is the secondary role now, because I guess his primary role is to get upfield and make tackles. but I guess you could say secondary or primary, however you want, is for these linebackers to be able to flow freely to the football. So the first thing I want you guys to do when you're watching this film class is pay attention on every play. Every play. And if you need me to go back, I'll keep going back. But pay attention on every play to what the linebackers are doing or not doing, what they're able to do. Okay. All right. So on this play, Mazi got pushed, from the side. He got double teamed, but got kind of combo blocked. But right here, because he flows to the ball, his only job, because the ball's away from him, the ball goes away from him and Perion Winfrey, right? Sam Williams gets pushed inside here, right? So watch Sam Williams first. We're gonna play it first with Sam Williams. Sam Williams is gonna step inside. You're gonna see an exchange between. So Sam Williams in the C gap. He's going to exchange and jumps to the B gap. Okay, and then when he does that, Clark is going to jump and take his position in the C gap. We saw this a lot with Demarcus Lawrence and Jalen Smith used to do this a lot. And guess who they were doing this with? So this is a call, right? So the defensive end and the outside linebacker will be communicating here, and they can decide. He decide when he wants to crash inside or whatever. It's like a stunt almost between linebacker and or a gap exchange, whatever you want to, or scraping, whatever you want to call it. But between the defensive end and the linebacker, right? So we used to see this when Eberflus was here before, when we liked Jalen Smith. That play where you saw Jalen Smith chase down Deshaun Watson. Remember that game in Houston? This was the exact style of play. This was exactly what was happening on the edge, right? So, boom, yeah, D-Law jump inside, boom, flash right now. So now if that run is off tackle, it's already blown up. And 18's job is to make sure Sam Williams, not D-Law, but Sam Williams is not exposed here. So he's going to exchange that gap. He's going to jump into the C. But also pay attention to the front four. Sam Williams attacked the line of scrimmage. Perion Winfrey attacked the line of scrimmage. Mazi Smith attacked the line of scrimmage. And Nealon has nothing to do but play trail technique and seal the backside, right? Okay, boom. The linebackers are now flowing to attack on the second level. So that's the second line of defense. The first line, Sam Williams is behind the line of scrimmage. Perion is behind the line of scrimmage. Mazi is not. Mazi is flowing across the line of scrimmage back here with Sanborn. You can say, if you want, it's not towards him, but if you want to say this is a bad rep because he's not behind the line of scrimmage, okay. Now, the ball is being stopped right now or hit behind the line of scrimmage. Had Mazi or Perion needed to make this tackle, because I think Clark made it, but had Clark missed this tackle, excuse me, let me do this again. Had Clark missed this tackle right here, boom, who makes that tackle? Either Perion Winfrey or Mazi. Perion, I think, is going to dive on this man, but I mean, I can say average rep, maybe good. I mean, it's not towards him. He ran the play down. If the ball would have continued to move forward, this would have been a tackle. Correct? Yes or no? I'm making that up or no? Maybe I'm making that. I'm fake. I'm a fake guru. So my bad. This is a pass rush. Nothing happened. 5-yard play. I put some of those in there just to show you guys that, yes, he does suck at pass rushing. I never said he was a pass rusher. He does suck at that. Okay, here. So he's being moved right now into he got moved out of his gap by two people, right? We're watching the linebacker, Sanborn and Morris and 18, right? The ball, though, even though he got moved here, so had the ball gone to his right, Sanborn would have been in Mazi's original gap. Mazi's got pushed into the B gap. Is he holding up enough to have made noise in the B gap had the ball bounced out that way? Yes. But is this where he's supposed to be? No, because as you can see, the gap that Morris Leofile is in is now closed because Mazi got moved, right? This is going to happen a rep or two, but that's what happened. But again, he's on the field. The rest, they obviously just said, hey, we're not running that way. This side where he is, if they would have ran this play, the same off tackle or same power, I don't know what they're running because he's going to bounce it. But if you ran this to the left instead of the right, Leofile, Nealand, Sanborn, and Mazi are all in position to make a play to that direction. Correct or wrong? Pushed or not? Okay. Now he ran opposite side. Sam Williams sealed the edge. Okay. Well, actually, not too much because he might be getting held, but Sam Williams for some reason is not disengaged. And here he got held a little bit. Okay. But boom. He gave up 6 yards right there, opposite side, Mazi. All right, boom. Okay. Now this is the play. This is the first play that main man broke down. This is the first play he broke down. AOC. He said, "Hey, Mazi ain't doing shit here, right?" And Sam Williams this is exactly what the Baltimore Ravens wanted, which is Mazi Smith coming down the line, right? Sam Williams is the reason Mazi can't pursue this gap or can't move forward because he got moved inside. So let's watch that again, right? This is why it was called a team sport, and you got to do your job, right? So right now they're in the 3-4 front, which I like. This is really a 4-3 over. 4-3 over in the 3-4 difference is you have a defensive end, which is kneeling with his hand on the ground instead of standing up. If he's standing up, this is 3-4, but this is 4-3 over, okay? Where you see on the outside over here, you got Damone Clark. Now, this is another teaching point. This is something that Eberflus will do throughout the season, and because we don't have him here, we have to do what we call imagine. So imagine that 11 is somewhere on this field, either over here where Neeland is with his hand on the ground, which most likely will be Sam Williams over there, even though Sam Williams is doing some bonehead shit that I'm like, what are you doing? I'm gonna show you. But anyway, or you can see him where Sam Williams is standing up in the B gap, which would be dope if Eberflus decides to do that. Or outside here where 18 is, right? And then, obviously it'll be a linebacker combination somewhere in the middle of the field. Probably Sanborn and Kenneth Murray or Demo when he's back, whatever, right? So pay attention to that first. That's just formation-wise. I like this look. But I think that where Sam Williams is likely where Micah Parsons will probably be when he's playing, somewhere standing up in the middle of the field. And they'll use this formation to be able to get him to move around a little bit, right? Boom. Okay. Boom. So cool. All right, now let's watch this play. All right, he's getting doubled, and he's moving just fine. Sam Williams is going to get moved inside and stop Mazi's progress right there. Boom. He got thrown right into Mazi, right? What the fuck do that got to do with Mazi? Nothing. But okay. Sanborn, though, you still watching. Now, Leofile is coloring his gap. Sanborn is flowing to the ball. Leofile just coloring. Everybody else is just in position, doing their job, not named Sam Williams. But it doesn't matter because when they moved, the moment they moved Sam Williams, okay, Sanborn was able to get in there and make this play. But right behind Sanborn, so when you watch after Sanborn gets moved, after Sam Williams gets moved and Sanborn makes his play, watch. Are we still watching Mazi? Is he getting moved backwards or is he moving? Now, had Sanborn missed this tackle, Sam Williams probably still gonna make this play. Perrion Winfrey's coming in to make this play, and so is Mazi, so is Neelan. All the entire defensive line is converging on the football right there, right? Okay. So yeah, Sanborn was the first one there. But is that a bad rep from Mazi? Is that horrible? No. Is it great bull? Is it great ball? Like, did he destroy the line of scrimmage? No. But did the ball run at him? No. Did they get any yards? No. Okay. So why are we hating on him for that? I don't know. Does he want to make a play? Of course he does. Does he want to make more plays in preseason to prove to these coaches that he could play for their regime? Yeah, he does. But are we making it like he's out here making bonehead plays? No, he's not. That's bullshit. All right, here we go. All right, this is Mazi. Boom. It's a one-on-one block right now. All right, he gets comboed off the back edge right there just a little bit. But pretty much got moved back 2 yards. Do I like that? Nope, I don't. Is he still in position to make this play or stop this ball, even though it gets stopped? Oh, this is the play I was talking about with Sam Williams. So, okay. This is why it's called team ball, folks. All right, now I want y'all to pay attention to where Mazi is right now. So you see Neelan, you see Mazi, you see Winfrey. Right, Winfrey's taking the double right now. He's getting pushed back a little bit. Mazi right there. Boom. Can anybody hear me? Hold on. Alone. Can y'all hear me? Somebody just said my name. Why? Oh, he said he was correcting it. He said Akoye the only one doing film work on this shit. Everybody else just spitting opinions. Oh, okay. I hear you now. All right. Anyway, back to it. Check it out. So you see Mazi and I would say Mazi and Winfrey are in good position if this is a dive play, right? Okay. Now, when you don't stay in your gap and you don't do your job, Sam Williams, this is where you have problems. And this should be a fucking touchdown. Okay. But it got nothing to do with Mazi. If Sam Williams just stay where he's supposed to be at, which is in the B gap or C gap or B gap where he is, Mazi and Winfrey eat. in here, right? Sanborn is free. Wanye is free. Leofile's free. Let's see how long they stay free. All right, so Leofile comes and attacks the line of scrimmage right there. Boom. Forces this cut. So you know you can't stay left side because Nealon and Leofile is there. You can't stay A gap because Mazi and Winfrey just clogged this up. It looks like shit in here. But where's Sam? Why is Sam? You see behind Mazi and Winfrey? That is Sam Williams right there. Where the fuck is he going? Where is he going? And why? See what I'm saying? Now, we won't say, hey, what the fuck is wrong with Sam Williams? We won't do that because we like Sam Williams because he made some splash plays that made you like him. But this ain't what he's supposed to be doing here. I can guarantee you. Look at this. Boom. Where are you going? Watch Sam Williams again. Watch him again. This is the beginning of the game. He's not tired. He's not tired. He's not tired. Where are you going? Now, where's the running back going? Right to your gap. But Leofile was able to chop this down. Now, had Sam Williams literally just stood right there, he could get blocked right here. He don't got to do shit. Had he just stood right there, this ball stays front side, and somebody in here, probably Leofile, makes this play. But why the hell am I mad at Mazi for that? Why am I mad at him for that? Then he's already engaged right there. You see that? He's engaged. Let me show you. This is a combo block. So right there, he's engaged, right? Now you see the guy off of his hip? He can't see this, man. This wasn't a true double team. This is not, you see Winfrey's taking on a double team. Mazi's he's doing one-on-one and he's getting chipped, right? Boom, that's a chip, okay? He got hit in his hip by another lineman and got moved. Okay, I can deal with that. You know why? Because I can deal with it when it happens to anybody. When it happens to 11, when it happened to 90 last year, when it happens to Osa, this is what happens, okay? When that happens, I'm not looking at the player like, oh my God, he's trash. Nah, that don't make no sense. All right. But what the fuck is Sam Williams doing on this play? Okay. So y'all make it seem like people just tripping, but this is hero ball, and this is what gets you big runs and what gets a lot of guys fired, like Eberflus and Schottenheimer. They get fired for stuff like this. Right. Okay. You see that? All right. Just making sure people understand what they're looking at, because I saw him break down that play too and say that Mazi didn't do his job there. I don't know why you even talking about that. All right. Mazi here. Is he getting moved? Yep. Everybody's moving down the line of scrimmage. This ball is away from him. And boom. He got moved because they're slanting. Everybody's slanting, though. The defense. Let me see what so, okay. Do you know what slanting is? Or crashing? Let's just say crash left. Okay. Student body left. Remember that from high school ball? Everybody on the line of scrimmage, all of the defensive line is going which direction from the snap. They're not getting pushed to the left. They're already going to the left, right? All right, boom. So Mazi, by the time he gets hit, he's already, oh, that's the wrong play. Let me go back to this play. By the time he's getting hit, by the time he engages with the offensive line, he's already here, right? So this is where he is. Sam Williams, all of them on the same line. They're all crashing left. Why? Because they're attacking the line of scrimmage, slanting this way, because they want to force the running back to cut back to his left. If he stays front side, all these linebackers are going to eat behind this line of scrimmage. This is what attack football looks like. If he does cut this back, though, they're supposed to cut off this. So the linebackers in the attack front play more like a running back, meaning they're reading what the defense does to the offensive line so that they can counter that and trying to read the football at the same time. Okay? Like, boom. So you see here, boom. They're waiting. Mazi makes this tackle 7 yards downfield. We don't like that. None of us do. So you think I'm going to give him a reward for that? I'm not. That's not a great rep. We want him to make that tackle a little sooner. But am I going to kill the guy for it? No, it's a 7-yard run. I'm not going to kill you for it. Regroup and get your shit right. This is just a pass rush that goes nowhere. Boom. Incomplete pass, though. Nothing happened. Boom. All right, this is a draw play where also nothing happens. What's up, babe? You need me? Oh, all right. Let me go back. All right, so watch this. Draw play. Nothing happens. Boom. Boom. They get 1 yard on the draw play. All right. What's Mazi's responsibility on the draw play? Not a goddamn thing. Get up the field, do what you're supposed to do. You think you pass rushing, so why would I be mad at that? Morris comes down, does what he's supposed to do, and they rally to the ball. Great play, but where is the yards? There's no yards. Okay, let's watch this. Boom. Let's see what happens here. Oh, okay, forces him out of the pocket. Another incomplete pass. Now, why do we ignore this? We're gonna say what? Did he cause a pressure in the A gap? Okay, he did. We gave I watch people watch this live and say, Perion Winfrey balling. Okay, Perion gonna get there then, right? He only colored in because of what happened prior to, which was this. See that? Boom. He's upfield, Mazi, upfield. He beat his man already. If Perion, or actually, this is Ezeraku. If Ezeraku, watch Ezeraku, 41, boom, he takes an inside move, right? He gets pushed so far inside that there is no contain out there. So there is no pocket anymore for Cooper Rush to have to stay in, right? He can escape and float out there, right? Why? Because as a Raku's inside him, it could have been called that way, but I don't think so. Because, like I said, he took an inside route. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. But either way, had he been forced to just stay in the A gap, Mazi likely gets a sack or at least a hit. Right? Boom. But nothing happened either way. He forced the ball out of Cooper Rush's hands fast. Mazi did. Okay. And you can say Winfrey if you want. But I would say Mazi right there. Forced that. Boom. And then it's a bang bang play. James breaks this up. Okay. What am I mad about that for? I'm not. Good rep. Nothing has happened yet. This whole unit. And this is the thing that's being overshadowed. And this is what we should be talking about. This is why Cowboy fans, a lot of them are wusses. Because the narrative should be the offense looked like shit, but the Dallas Cowboys defense, especially their first unit, they definitely need depth because I'm gonna show you why later. But their first unit was balling. Now, they weren't playing the first unit for Baltimore because Cooper Rush ain't Lamar Jackson, but they still was balling. And they ain't played Derrick Henry either, but they still was balling with who was out there. Now, the first quarter, they outscored the offense 7-5. Really 7-0. The 5 was given to their offense because of the safety by Joe Milton, which was a dumbass play by him. And then right after the safety, they got a short field and a field goal. And they held them to a field goal. This is probably that drive right here, right? But held them to a field goal on a nationally drive at that. But in the defense, got a pick 6 after that. And then another interception. So 2 interceptions for that unit in the first half. One of them being a pick 6, and then a fourth down or a 3-down stand in the goal line that forced a field goal after the safety, okay, which is a win there. And they held them to 15 points when the offense had 0 time of possession. They had 20 yards. The offense had like 20 yards in the first half, I think, something like that. So they were on the field the entire first half and did this. The defense is playing very, very well. Very well. And Mazi is on that defense. The first unit. Okay. Guess how many yards they gave up on the ground while he was in the game? Anybody want to guess? Y'all can go look it up and tally it up if you want. But guess. Yeah. Y'all gonna guess? How many yards y'all think he gave up? On the ground, I'm talking about. And then obviously 2 interceptions too, but on the ground. How many do you think he gave up? You said 50, 50, 30, 30. All right, let's do this. I just told you we can go tally it up. So first half, first run, -3 yards while he's on the field. Right tackle, so a 7-yard run or 8-yard run while he's on the field opposite him. So that's a net of 5 yards. Then there's 6 yards. There's another 1-yard run that Sambor had right there. Boom. That's 6 yards they have total. That's 10 yards. They got another 4-yard run. Let's see, a 7-yard run. So they got 17 yards. 17 yards on the ground so far. 1 yard. That's 18 yards. 2 yards. That's 20 yards. I'm doing the math as we go. No gain. So still at 20. 2 yards, 22. 1 yard, 23. And this is why Mazi on the field. 2 yards, 25. And these are a lot of rushes, ain't they? 25. All right, let's see. 5 yards. This is a penalty, offsides penalty. Okay, 5 yards. That's 30 yards. So, boss, you might be right. Let me see. We in the second quarter still? Yeah, we in the second quarter. It's 30 yards. Still at 30. Still at 30. In the second quarter still. Intercepted. All right. And then another pass by Cooper Rush. All right, yeah. First half, 30 yards on the ground while Mazi Smith was in the game. Off of, I don't even know how many fucking carries I just counted, right? 30 yards. 30 yards while Mazi was in the game, okay? Now, I want y'all to remember that. Really remember that. Like, no joke. Remember that, okay? All right. Now, let's play again. Because if you don't keep that in mind, you lose track of the context, okay? All right. Now, let's play. Boom. This play to the outside, boom, nothing to do with Mazi. Clark, let's watch Clark though the whole day. Why do you think this was the best you ever seen Clark? Why you think that? Look at this. Look at Clark. Nobody touched him the entire first half, and I really mean that. He didn't get blocked. He don't gotta do shit. It's easy to play linebacker like this, folks. Now it's never easy in the NFL, but it's easier, right? Now this. Here, are you gonna chase the ball down? Boom. Let's watch this pass rush by Mazi here. So Mazi's to your left, Perion Winfrey's to your right. Oh no, Mazi's to your right, Perion's to the left. Let's see what happens. Oh no, that's Perion to the right. So Perion runs through his single coverage or his one-on-one block and makes a good play. And so does Johnson or whoever that dude is on the outside. Mazi gets double teamed, doesn't go anywhere. Boom. Ball's in the dirt. Nothing happened. All right. Boom. This play. They're all slanting to the right. Nothing happened. Boom. There go Clark again. Watch this. Watch Clark this one. Clark, anybody touch him? Anybody touch him? Boom. Even though that's not a play where he's going, he's not a running back. I mean, it wasn't a run-on play. It was a tunnel screen. But all right, let's watch this play here. Boom. Let's see what's happening. And mind you, y'all don't see no artwork on this, so this is me breaking it down live. I'm looking at this when you looking at this, other than the screen recording. I might have glanced in, but I never got a chance to break it down. So Mazi's on the front side of this play. Jay Toya's in the field at the same time with him right here. This is that goal line front after the safety. So he's gonna get combo block right off the rip. Boom, boom. They got some movement, not much. Jay Toya he jumped upfield. He's in Mazi's gap right now. He's underneath Mazi. He got kind of pushed out of his gap. Okay, not Mazi. Mazi got still he stonewalled. Jay Toya is out of his gap right now, but in position to do something, even though he's out of his gap. And boom, nothing. There's no hole. There's no daylight. There's nowhere for the ball to go. Why? Is it because Mazi got blown up and ran over? Look at this. Boom. If there was somewhere between the defensive end and Mazi right now, there is nothing for you to do. Jay Toya is out of his gap, but because the backside contained here behind him, I don't know who that is, that defensive end, is crashing into Jay Toya's gap. 26 still can't really keep this play front side. He could have tried. Like right here, you see this? 26 goes off to his right because Nealon is breaking through here. But there is daylight where it's not in Mazi gap. It's in Jay Toya gap. And where's Jay Toya? In the C gap. Out here somewhere. Okay? Boom. Now, they said he got in there and made a play. He got pushed out of his gap, or he jumped out of his gap, and the guy ran into where he was. But okay, I'll give him that. Good. I'm not hating on Jay Toya. So I'm glad he made that play. All right. Mazi jumps, gets upfield. Boom. All right. He's walled off. Now Jay Toya is exchanged into his gap. Let's see what happened. Boom. Jay Toya gonna make this play. So Mazi going upfield. Boom. We said we want him getting upfield making plays. He didn't do shit here. Got walled off. All right. But he forced the action though, but got walled off. He didn't get stonewalled. He didn't get stood up. He got upfield, and the ball was flowing away from him. They countered into his gap. Jay Toya is right there. Boom. Couple yards down the field, maybe 2 yards down. Make this play with, I think, 18 again. Let's watch what 18 did on this play. And 47. Darius Harris actually had a good game too. That's 47. 18. 18 is blocked. Yeah, but he still gets in there. Boom. So 18 and Jay Toya make that play. All right. Boom. This is on the goal line stand though. Mazi on the field. Still no yards though. Nothing happened. Boom. All right. Here. Oh, damn. I went all the way fuck back there. There we go. I'm good at this. There we go. All right. On this play. Boom. All right. Mazi's being double here. Jay Toya, where is he? I don't know where he is. Let me see. Let's locate them both. So Jay Toya is right here. Mazi's to the right. And I think that's Wheat out there. Boom. Get into the play. Jay Toya's coming down the line. Mazi's being double teamed. They're both moving down the line pretty well. The edge is sealed. You see Mukwamu able to come in and fill. Boom. So Mukwamu and I think Clark meet the ball right there at the goal line, maybe a yard in. They only made a yard on this play. Nothing happened. Get what I'm saying? Nothing happened. And then right after this is how they end that drive. Everybody slanted to their right on the defense. Mazi broke off of the pursuit because he wasn't going to make it there. So instead, he just flows underneath those routes that's there. And Cooper Rush has enough time to see the man in the back of the screen, back of the end zone, and throw this ball. Ain't got shit to do with Mazi, but there's a touchdown. But they didn't give up nothing on the ground or any yards on the ground at all, really. That the reason they even got up there was because that challenge play, which was an incompletion, where the dude catches the ball comes out when he hits the ground, and they challenged it, and they said, hey, it was a catch. It really wasn't. So that's the only reason they even got in the red zone in the first place. They ain't get their ground. All right, cool. Boom. I don't have no bad clips of Mazi. You're right, boss. No bad clips. Just like you said, not much, not no he ain't make no bang bang plays where he blew something up, but nothing is happening. All right, here. Okay. Now, from the read, so remember, fat men don't change directions very well. Number one. Number two, they only can read the running back like right around here. They're reading. So from the read, everyone, the offensive line is slanting left, right? So from that read, Mazi's thinking this is a student body left. This is a off tackle or a dive to the left, right? So from that, where is he? Now he's getting double teamed here. He's going to get pushed out of here, right? Watch the front line. Okay. Now watch Clark. Remember, pay attention to those linebackers. Now, if this stays front side, is there color in Mazi's gap? Is there color in Nealon's gap? Yep. Okay. All right. Boom. They cut back. What the fuck do he got to do with that? All right. But do they get anywhere? No, because Clark is free. So to say, hey, it's not nothing to do with Mazi doing his job. That's not why these linebackers are free. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody making plays. I'm sorry, I'm reading something too. But I don't see anybody making plays at Mazi at all. And I don't see anybody hitting any of these linebackers. Watch this. All right, so this time, what did Mazi do in the beginning of the play? All right, this is called also a slant. So a crash. When it's defense, they call it crash. When it's offense, they call it slant. But really, it's just moving diagonally through or around the line of scrimmage as a unit. If it was just Mazi, if Mazi had jumped to his left by himself, that means he's going around blocks and he's trying to avoid contact. If the entire defensive line does it, that was called by the coach. Okay? All right. That's a slant. Meaning they're crashing to that side so that if there was a counter here, there's nowhere for 26 to counter. So the linebackers are supposed to read off of this, right? So if they slant it to the left and the running back stays to slant it to the defense's left and the running back stays to the offense's left, the linebackers are supposed to flow to their right and stop this ball. And the defensive line, all of them will be trailing on the backside or sealing the back end because obviously you want to make sure they can't cut it back. Had this gone, Now, this is a guess by the defensive coordinator. This has nothing to do with the defensive line. The defensive coordinator they play guessing games with each other. So sometimes you get caught in a bad look, and sometimes that will make the whole defense look bad. Meaning you might tell them to slant. So this could be, if let's say this play did break out, but Eberflus told them to slant that way, right? Now, if this broke out to the left and Ali did get yards, would that be Mazi's fault or anybody in the front four's fault? It would not be. It would be the coach calling a slant during the time when the offense has the proper call in for what he's calling, right? He countered it properly, right? That's what you're looking at. But okay, boom. Nothing happens though. Boom. It's away from Mazi, but here you go. And this is why I say you got to pay attention to not only what the coaches is calling, because you need to know, just assume what he's calling. So you saw everybody slant to their left. All right. Now you see the linebackers, their job is to flow. And Clark does okay here, but he's hesitant because he doesn't need to be paying attention to BC or the B from the B to the B on both sides of the ball, left or right. He doesn't need to pay much attention to that. He should be scraping and try to clear 47 because he needs to be out here. If 47 just peels off, double teams this guy on the edge here and peels off and seals, and he's able to seal. See, 47 is supposed to seal 18 right here. He's looking for 18 on the edge. He doesn't get him. If he does, though, you already know what would have happened, right? Would we have blamed Mazi for that? No. We probably would have blamed 18 for that, right? But it wouldn't have been his fault either. It has been a good call by the offensive coordinator to counter what the defensive coordinator was doing at that time. It was just bad timing for that play call because he slanted one way, they ran counter, opposite. And it was a good timing for that play, right? Boom. But Clark does enough there to make sure he doesn't get held up. Cool. I ain't mad at nobody. Damn sure ain't mad at Mazi for that. All right, boom. Bubble screen. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Boom. All right. Tell me what the bad play is so far. So here, they're trying to run a twist here. So this is Eberflus trying to get Mazi involved, more involved. So you see the split. You see that wide split in the middle of the field. The reason they have this wide set here and Mazi's out here above the tackle is because there's a stunt going on here. But who's stunting? All right, so you know the defensive ends ain't stunting yet. They ain't moving, right? They contain it. So who's stunting? It's Mazi and Brown. So Ernest Brown, you see how Ernest Brown is slashing? His job is to slash into 61 and seal 61 right there. Boom. He's kind of blocking. So he's hitting 61 here, so Mazi can peel off there. But by the time it's done, by the time this is all said and done, right? So let's watch it again. By the time this happens, boom, ball comes out, nothing happened. Boom, Brown jumps in the way, but nothing happened. But that's what was supposed to happen there. So Cooper Rush peeps it. He said, "I ain't got time in the A gap. The A gap is being collapsed, and so is the pocket from the outside from the C. Right? Boom. Okay, gets rid of that ball. Eric throw, interception. Cool. I ain't seen nothing bad happen since the man been out here yet. Now in the third quarter, I think they put him out here. Boom. This is another play. This is the end of the half. Bam. Get by. I like that play by fucking Shamar Jackson. God damn. God damn, boy. Let's watch this again. All right. So boom. What's Mazi doing here? This is another. No, this is them just. He just didn't get anywhere. This is just a regular pass rusher. He's not a pass rusher. He didn't do shit there. You want to clown him for that? I'll take that. Boom. I'll say it with you. Mazi ain't shit as a pass rusher, but he will get you some hustle sacks just by collapsing the A gap or bull rushing at the right time. He's gonna do that maybe 3-4 times a season, 5 times a season. Maybe get you those. All right, but don't ask him to lead the league in pressures from the middle. He ain't gonna do it. Okay. Boom. All right. This is second half. All right. Boom. They all slanted on this play too. Let's say this was a run play. Now, this was a slant. If it was a run play, the defense slanted the right way, right? If this would have been a run play, the defense would be going in the right direction towards the ball. Perrier and Winfrey and those guys would be in position, but they're not because it's a play action. Mazi breaks off. All right. Good pursuit. Boom. All right. Fat man changing direction. You see how long it took him. But okay, chase the ball down. He ain't have shit to do there. All right, let's see here. Boom. All right, double teamed here. Double team there. Boom. Got rid of his guy. Does get pushed a little bit, but gets rid of the set. He's gonna split this right here. Plant that foot, get skinny, and watch where they go. Fly. Got rid of his guy, stood there in the gap, and stops the ball, but does get pushed a little bit with the ball carrier, but nothing happened. No yards still. That was 3 yards. All right. Boom. And then on this play, boom. All right, there you go. Mazi got moved out of his gap. 2 feet. 2 steps. And then recovers back into his gap and pushes his guy into his gap. I don't fucking know why he did that. But he got pushed this time. This is his last rep. Boom. Where's the ball? Let's watch the ball. All right, that was a play before. This is Mazi's last rep. Boom. They slant into the left anyway. Everybody's slanting left, but he does get pushed further left than he wanted to go, I'm sure. Right. The linebackers are countering. 55 is supposed to be countering off that. And so is Shamar James, unless he was sent on a blitz to that left. Shamar James should be somewhere in the middle of the field, but 55 is countering off that. And you can see what they want to do. They're running a counter because you can see them sealing the backside. The way you could see if a counter is being run, watch what the tight ends or the edges do, or the left tackles do, or right tackles on the ends. Who are the wide receivers even? Are they trying to seal that backside? Because see, this will be front side to your left. Backside is to our right, right? Boom. You see that defensive end there being pushed in his back, really, but sealed. All right. Now you see where Mazi is, all the way to his left. Now that he realizes where the play is and he got moved out of there, all right, he pushes his man back into this gap. He fought through it, but he lost that rep. I would say if you want to call that a negative rep, I would give that a negative. I don't call it a negative rep because the ball ain't go nowhere. But if you want to say that's a negative rep, cool. I'm gonna give you that. So Mazi got a pressure that led to an incompletion and a tackle or two. Had two half of a tackle. That's it. Is it a great game? Nope. Would he say it's a great game? Nope. Did I say it's a great game? I gave him a C, meaning he was a part of a unit that gave up no yards, and pretty much dominated on their side of the ball for the entire first half. The defense dominated. That score should have been a blowout or bad in the first half. We were down 8 points. 8 points, but lost the time of possession battle. Somebody can go and Google that. We lost the time of possession battle in the first half, and then the yardage. Cooper, they had 273 yards, so I think about 20 yards for us. Okay. Entire first half. What the fuck are you mad about? Huh? What are you mad about? All right, now we're gonna keep playing because somebody just said, Attack on Cowboys just said, and this is the last time, hopefully, unless he addressed me again. This is the last time I'm gonna address him. I wasn't gonna address him no more after the last joint I did. That's why I did the silent video. But he addressed me again this morning, so I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But anyway, this was the Jay Toya, or not just Jay Toya, everyone not named Mazi. Because remember, we said we need everyone not named Mazi to play or to win in this league this season because Mazi's that trash. Now, do you think Baltimore doesn't recognize that Mazi ain't out there? I think they recognize it. You know why? What happens the first play that he ain't out there? Watch it. Boom. Where do they run? Look at 93. You see 93? Now, how he missed this? How AOC misses this? And he said Toya had a much better game than Mazi this game. And okay, here we go. Boom. First snap. Where is Jay Toya? Where is he? Where is he? And where are they running? Okay. I mean, look at that again. Now I can stop right there. Did this happen to Mazi one time? If he was bad, you know what happens when you're bad? They're gonna keep trying you, just like a bad corner. Like a bad corner get a lot of interceptions because they're gonna throw at him all day, and he might get a lot of picks, but he gonna give up a lot of plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they give those corners that get the picks, they give them a Pro Bowl when really they've been a bum the whole season, right? Because they throwing the ball at them all day long. They getting targeted. We say that all the time. We tried to do that to Trayvon Diggs, which I didn't believe, but we tried to do that to him, right? Especially his rookie year. We tried to do that to him. Remember? Okay. So if they're running constantly at Jay Toya, do you think he's gonna make a play or two? Yeah. But the game plan is to run at him, okay? And they're getting success running at him. So that means, sometimes he's gonna stop the ball. Sometimes. He's going to get stats too. Why? Because that's where they're going to choose to run. He's going to get so in a game, Jay Toya will get way more stats than Mazi. Just like Winfrey got stats in this game. Why? Who doing the dirty work? They ain't going to run at him though. Why are they running at? Why as soon as he get out the game, did they run at this one tech then? Why? I don't know. Probably because he's a 7th round draft pick and he's young and he need to learn and he's not strong yet. Boom. But there you go. Did he get double teamed up the field? No. Okay. All right. Boom. Let's go. Next rep. Boom. Okay. What happened here? Now, the front side I just said, with Mazi said, all right, his first read is to that front step, right? So this is what Jay Toya was supposed to be reading. He took the proper first step, but then he going to get popped out of there. Boom, boom, right there. He going to get moved right out of there. And they're going to run pretty much, again, in his gap. They're running right straight ahead. They're not running the edges. Boom. Bam. Did they get yards? Yep. All right, I think that was about 6 yards. So right now he already gave up. They already gave up. Jay Toya, anyway, has already given up more than, I think, about 15, 16 yards, right? So, because that first run was for about 8 yards, I believe. I'll get the exact, but I think it's about 14, 15 yards right now. So far. Boom. And it's right at him. All right, so right now, boom. He's walled off. He can't get to this, but let's see what's happening on the other side of the field. This isn't Jay Toya's fault at all. This ain't this play ain't going his way. Boom. This is Ezeraku jumped outside and took himself out of the play. Okay. And then who's this? Brown got yoked up. And you see Sanborn is free, but he got a little bit of space because Ezeraku's too far upfield. So because that edge ain't sealed, all the rest of the integrity of the defense is shut down. Now let me show you what I'm saying. Boom. If Ezeraku just stays here, he could do jack shit. If he just stays there and holds his man up, just grabs him. Right. Then Morris Leofeld, when he gets to this right here, boom. So if Ezeraku and Morris are right there, right? Morris now has room to make this play out here in the C gap. So this ball will now stay front side, and Sanborn right there would have made the same play. Now, this is what I'm talking about, because they don't know what they're talking about, right? You're watching the same exact play that we were talking about here. And I'm going to show you, because the first play that AOC broke down, I'm going to show it to you. But watch this. This is the same exact play, except for 51 is Sam Williams instead of Winfrey. And Mazi was at the one tech, right? That's the only difference here, right? 54 was here, and 54 got pushed inside, right? And we said, hey, Sanborn flowed free to the ball. And he's like, no, he didn't. And he said he didn't because, obviously they don't want to give Mazi the credit for that, right? But boom. So anyway, boom. Same thing happens here, right? But instead of it being a kill zone here in the B gap, the edge is not set. So they kind of bleed out. Sanborn misses that play. And boom, big run. All right, let me show you something real quick. I'm going to get back to that. Let me show you something real quick. Where is it? This one right here. The same play. Same play. Don't nobody know what they're looking at. Same play. Even though the formation is slightly different, meaning Sam Williams was standing up and 54 was sitting down, but it's the same thing, right? Same concept on the offense. Boom. So Mazi's doubled. Boom. And Sam Williams is pushed inside, right? Okay. Morris gets to the same position that I just showed you, right? Look at Morris. Morris is in position. So is Sanborn. Look at the defensive end, though. Instead of him jumping upfield like Ezeraku just did, he just stands here. Remember I said that? I know what I'm talking about. And what happens? The ball flows to where it's designed to flow to, which is to the fucking mic, to Sanborn. Boom. And Sanborn makes this play. Stops the ball here, right? Little things definitely matter. Okay. And if one person ain't doing his job, so that was Clark that stood there on the outside. You see where Clark is here? That's where Ezeraku was supposed to be on that play. He was supposed to be more patient on this play. He jumps upfield like Robert Quinn used to do when he was here. Boom. And there you go. There's a kill pocket right there for 57 because everybody on the outside did their job. And now he can eat. Now let's watch it when it's done wrong. Okay, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is it. Okay, when it's done wrong, watch Ezeraku. Boom. Go around the man. You already lost, buddy. So now that same play ain't gonna work. See? Same shit. This ain't gonna work now. This is the difference. Running backs are they get paid too. Do you understand? And they can see when the edges aren't set. So if you think that you got great interior play, which you're getting good interior play right now, and your edges ain't set, they gonna bounce that shit outside on you all day long. And that's what teams are gonna do against the Cowboys, because that's what they've been able to do against the Cowboys. That's been our biggest problem versus the run is quarterbacks on the edge, contain of quarterbacks, and edge rushes. All right, boom. Boom. Okay. All right. So which way they running here? Who they running at? All right, let's see. Watch 93. Let's see. All right. Boop. Did he get turned there? He did. And it turned into a hold. So we bailed him out with this hold, right? We said, hey, he got held. He wasn't doing a spin move. He got spun on his own. Watch this. Boom. Boop. That's a pop. Now the dude just rides him, just throws him the rest of the way to the ground. And it looked like he yanked him that way. So the ref called it. This is not well, you could call it a hold, but he just carried out his block. That wasn't a hold. It wasn't like he held him from the play. But watch this. When did this happen to Mazi in this game? Boop. When did that happen? Now they call holding. I'm gonna give him that. So that's a positive play for Jay Toya, right? But it wasn't. All right, he got smoked on that play. Nothing happened there. Just a regular pass play. Oh, I'm gonna show you what Eberflus was doing too. Eberflus is a fucking evil man. I like this guy. Yeah, I like him. And for those who think I'm fake, the things that I broke down from Eberflus prior to him playing or coming here, that's exactly what we're seeing in coverage in this game. And I'm gonna show you. I can go back and show you from what I broke down versus what's happening now, right? Okay, boom. Is it happening? It is. All right, let's see. This is him getting a field. Okay, they say the Mazi's when he pass rushes up the field and he gets pushed out of his rush lanes like this right here. Boom, watch 93. 93 all the way out there. That is not a stunt, folks. He just got stunted. That's not a stunt. Oh, so maybe it was a stunt. Maybe this is a stunt. Maybe that's why he all the way out there. Let's see. Is it a stunt? Boom. Yeah, maybe it's a stunt. Maybe because of what 98 did on that play. Cool. Incomplete pass. Still don't hold it against Jay Toya because he ain't a pass rusher either. Boom. Here. Boom. That's okay. That was a good rep. Good rep, Jay Toya. I like this rep. Took on the double team well. Let's see. Boom. Brown got moved a little bit, but Jay Toya, he got almost in there. I mean, he didn't do anything, but he held up enough for Clark and the rest of those guys to kind of shoot it and get in there. So cool, no yards. I'm cool with that. Boom. Right there. He held them up. His pad level was much better. Boom. He was lower, but they almost bent him backward. You see that there, boo. But he held up there, and he gonna make that play. Boom. They ran right, but where are they running? They're running right at him. I wonder how hard it would be for Mazi to make this play. If you're gonna run right at the guy, they don't do that ever. I haven't seen it yet in the 2 preseason games. But that was a good rep by Jay Toya. Not hating. Again, I like Jay Toya too. All right, they slanted on that play. That's a play action. No problem. Nothing to do with Jay Toya. He did his job. Boom. Again. Boom. All right. He slanted. Let's see why. Is he the only one or is everyone slanting? No, everyone is not slanting. But let's see what the linebacker's doing. Maybe this still is a call. I don't want to hate on him. Let's see, his first step is to the right. Jay Toy, boom. Oh, he was probably told to do that. But okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, the linebackers are exchanging his get. Boom. Yep, they are. All right, but he's still out of there. Don't make that play either. If this is a Mazi rep, we probably would have looked at that as if he did something wrong here. But they are running into his gap. But he was told to step out of that gap. But either way, the results of the play is some yards, and he's on the field. Boom. There. Okay. I don't think he's supposed to be slanting all the way the fuck out there, but let's watch him here. Boom. Boom. I don't think he's supposed to be out there, fella. All right. But either way, the play ain't going your way. But what Baltimore wants to happen is they want to seal this back edge, right? They're going to counter. So they want them to commit, the Cowboys to commit to the right. All right here. They wanted them to commit with that little hop step. They wanted them to think that they're going to the right. Now they seal 47 seals the back edge. And this is 3rd and 2, folks. Boom. 3rd and 2. Boom. Gone. Down the field. Big runs. Ain't none of this happened at all while Mazi's on the field. None of it happened. All right, now Mazi's on the field with Jay Toya. We already showed this play earlier, but nothing happens. Okay. Get him on the field again. Boom. Okay. Now I'm going to give, as far as his rep goes, Jay Toya got his ass whooped, but nothing happened on this play. Okay. Now watch this. Boom. Is he slanting? No. He was playing straight up and got pushed out of there. Okay. It's just that everyone else did their job even better. So he now I will give him this. These two are free. The linebacker is free as a bird. So if that's what we want to give him, I'll give him that. Linebacker's free as a bird, but he got blown up. Boom. Out of there. It took 3 though. So I'm not mad at Jay Toya for that even. You know why? Because it's going to happen to you in a fucking game, right? Especially when you're a 7th-round draft pick. It's going to happen to you sometime. Even the best of them. I've seen Aaron Donald get fucking pancaked by motherfucking Connor Williams. Is Connor Williams better than Aaron Donald? Fuck no. I seen him get pancaked by Connor Williams. Did that mean Aaron Donald was trash? No, but he got triple teamed out of there. But because it took 3 to move Jay Toya, so I'm gonna give him this rep. I'm gonna say there's a good rep, Jay Toya, even though because 3 people are engaged with him. So him getting upfield here, I think that this guard was trying to pull, or the center was trying to pull to get to the edge here to seal, and he disrupted that. So 61 right there. Yeah. So I give Jay Toya his credit for this, even though he would have been, had the linebackers not play this the right way, he would have been out of his gap, but he did disrupt this play. I will give him that. This is disruptive to me. Now, you got to do better, but the linebackers were able to do their job. Clark only got this tackle because of what Jay Toya did. All right. Jay Toya did get smacked up, but it was good. He got 3. It took 3. So I'm going to give him that. Boom. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Boom. Okay. They cut right back at him. Let's see. You getting blocked by one guy here. Boom. Just one guy. Get rid of this motherfucker. Just one dude. Get rid of him, Jay. Boom. James over twos. Just cut back here. Boom. Yeah, cut it right back at you. Not too much happened, but still, that wasn't a good rep. Boom. Definitely not a good rep. But either way, do you guys see where the yardage is coming from? Boom. So they hit him 3 times again on that one. You could say some people fell, but it wasn't a good rep. Let's see again. Boom. He did slant on that play, but didn't get anywhere. They countered that at the right time, got some yardage out of it. Let's see. And boom. Yep. 57 needed to widen out. 51 needed to widen out on this play. Like if 51 sees this, don't go head up. You need to out leverage this tight end here. Step outside of him because you can't at all get pushed or forced inside on this play. All right, let's see. If it does get forced back to where Toya is, oh shit. How'd I go with it? Oh, there. Where am I at? I don't know if this the player that. No, this ain't it. We looked at that earlier. Looked at that earlier. Looked at that earlier. Looked at that a second ago. Oh, it's this one. All right, boom. All right. Yeah, if it does get if the edge gets set 47 and 55 and maybe 93 can make this play. So I don't hate the rep because that's not really on Jay Toya. That's on the edge. It's not Jay Toya's fault. I think he was in good enough position to have done something there. Hold on a second. This is one of the landlords to one of my tenants' houses. I gotta take this call. Hold on 1 second. Hey, what's going on, bro? The washing machine move you talking about and all that? Yeah, I haven't even followed up with him. I was away for the weekend. But I got you. I'll follow up with him today though. Sure. Lay on the stairs. If you can get me, yeah, how much is it? I'll buy it. Then say no more. If you can get me a handicap ramp, then I can take that. I got somebody that's waiting for that bed right now. So if I get a ramp, I'm cool. All right. Yeah. No, we good. We good. I'll take it. Mm-hmm. You got it. All right. Well, yeah, go ahead. Yep, I'll take it in the like mid-September. And so give me to the end of this week, right? Because they have to evaluate him. He got to get released, a release date from his doctor. So we ain't gonna take him until he get released because he an Episcopal. But once he get a release date, I got you. But I'm in the middle of a meeting too. So let me call you in about, I'll call you in like an hour. I got you. All right, bro. Peace. All right. Sorry, folks. I couldn't pass that call up because he one of my landlords. All right, here we go. All right, back to it. This is just, pass rush. I like what he did here. Let's watch what Jay Toy does here at the end. First is just a regular pass rush, but he got his shoulders. This is a nice rush. You see that? See that little yank move? I like that. That little, he's showing some promise. Watch it. I like that. I like that little move he got going on right there, man. All right, boom. Boom, boom. All right, nothing happened here. This is another pass play. Nothing's happening in the pass game. I ain't worried about that part, but let's see what's happening on the ground. It's not on the ground either. That's Darius Harris right there, man. This dude's balling. Right. I like 47. I don't know how he makes out on his roster, but the linebackers, all of them, I like almost all of them. Mm. Boom. All right. That was his gap again. Or really, let's see if he can stop this. Let's see what's happening. Okay. He's responsible. Right now is he in 3-tech? Yep. He playing 3-tech here. So this is his gap. Boom. All right. Edge is set. 55. So now he got combo blocked, and then they peeled off and sealed 55, and they got 47. Created a perfect little bottleneck. So it's now that because he got peeled off, when I say peeled off, I mean Jay Toya, he's gonna get combo blocked here, boom, and they peeling off right now. So that means you this is a one-on-one block, and you ain't asked to hold nobody up. So you got to press and beat this guy. This one guy, he has to beat this because you already know your second man got to the second level. So those linebackers are sealed. This is 93's play to make, boom, and no, can't. Okay, bad rep, boom. Let's see what happens here. Nothing. That's a false start. They slant on that play, but it's a pass play. Hall. Oh no, that was Childress. Childress, Hall, and Booth all was balling in that game. I like what I saw. And I'll show y'all some of that too. Same thing, pass play, nothing. Boom. That was one of Toy's better reps. Like that was good against the double team, even though they don't run his side. I like what he did. So Toya's over here to your left, right? So he's taking on that double and kind of fought back through it. 38 already decided because he sees the edge here set. He can't go that way. So he already cut back. And boom, he cut back towards Booth. Booth stepped back there making that tackle. Cool. Flies all above me. Boom. All right, this one ain't got nothing to do with Toye. All right, let me see what his rep looked like though. So this is outside run, but let's see what he was doing. He slanted. That's not his fault. That was the same way we showed it when it happened against Mazi. We were like, it was a well-timed counter or outside run for the offense. That was just well-timed. Still tackled the ball well though, so I ain't hating on that. Boom. All right, so here, let's see what his rep is, what his responsibility is, and what happens here. Toya gets combo blocked here or gets sealed. They reached him, and they're pinning and pulling right here. So the center is pinning, and the guard is pulling to the right, and boom, Jay Toya is taken out of that play, and 30 touchdown. Did they give up any touchdowns on the ground while Mazi's in the game? I don't think so. But okay, they give him any yards? No, 30. Remember that 30, and we're gonna count how many yards they gave up on the ground the rest of the game, or when he's not in the game. Boom, running at his gap. Okay. All right, here. This is a stretch play, really, but you want Toya. I guess he was thinking that this was going to cut back, but you wanted him to keep going front side the way he was going. If he'd have kept going and tried to cross 63's face, he makes this play right here where 47 is, right? 47 is engaged. So he disengages backside, Jay Toya does, and that's just enough room for boom. That a little bit of daylight creates a little bottleneck. Now, am I blaming Jay Toya and saying he's trash for that? No, gotta learn. But he's making an effort coming down the line doing what he's supposed to do. I ain't mad at him for that. All right. But we would have said now the reason I'm doing this film, just so you guys know, this is not a Jay Toya snuff piece. I don't do pieces like this on 7th-round draft picks that I actually like. Why would I do that? I got actual people that I do need to do snuff pieces on, like Donovan Wilson, who's pretty much trash in coverage. And I like Donovan Wilson though, right? I used to, but in this scheme and in last year's scheme, he wasn't jack shit. And I don't think his change of direction ability is there anymore. So, of course, I would say something about that, but I can't because I'm too busy talking about this shit. But here we go. Watch this. Okay. Now this is not a slant. This is you choosing sides and getting pushed out. Watch 93 to your left. One pushed out of there. They did the same thing. They just did this on that touchdown. They said, "Oh, this works. Let them upfield and just push them." Boom. All right. Now that's a lot of space and opportunity in there, ain't it? You don't get nowhere, but you see the rep was lost. Just that they didn't do anything because they couldn't. Boom. There's a linebacker recovered. Here's a pass interference, but it would have been a touchdown. But pass interference ain't got nothing to do with Jay Toya. Let's see. I think this is the last one. Yep, a little stunt there, but nothing special. Get a run play here or no? Boom. All right, there you go. He got himself a tackle for the last joint. Let's see. Because they're running a inside zone right at him. Boom. He gets doubled, takes on the double team. Okay. Got pushed back a little bit and finds the ball. I ain't mad at that one. That was okay. All right. Boom. Okay. All right. So before we get into coverage, because I will do a little bit of the coverage, but y'all see my point. Now, the conversation we've been having, the conversation we keep having on the back and forth is that one, Jay Toye, I don't know why I keep saying this, but Jay Toye is playing much better and is much better than Mazi Smith. Okay. I can't base that off of a game and a half of preseason, but I can base it off of what the guy did against the top offensive lines in the game in the real season. That's all I was basing it off of. So if you think that the regular season counts less than a game and a half of preseason, again, I can't do shit for you. If you want to argue that a guy who played a game and a half of preseason is already better than a guy who showed that he can ball against starters in the regular season, I can't say nothing for you. Can't do nothing with that. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to show you the bullshit when you see it. So now you know how to look at it, and it's there. But yeah, I see y'all going off in the chat. Boss, I appreciate you, man. I talked to Boss earlier last week, man. He motivated me a lot. But I will tell y'all, like, straight up, it's sad that we have to go through all this instead of just straight up breaking down film, generally speaking. Right, I got to do it from an angle where I'm showing or defending or taking up, and I'm tired of doing that. To be honest with you, you're gonna get a clearer picture as the week goes on, because now I got this footage. I'm going to take it and cut it up and show you really what's happening. Things that I'm articulating what's happening, you'll see with the drawn diagrams and shit like that. But that's what's been going on. So like I said in the beginning, this is not a hate piece on Jay Toye, and it's not a hate piece on AOC. Make sure y'all go out to AOC's page. That is Attack on Cowboys, formerly known as Attack on Dak, I think, or Dak Attack, whatever. Okay, but Attack on Cowboys. Make sure you go out to his page. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe when he live. Hit him with some super chats. Do it. I don't know what you're paying for, but definitely do it, because I'm not hating. All right. I hope he gets to 100,000, 100 million, a gazillion, a jillion followers, and that you stay monetized and you ball. Get money. If that's what we're talking about, then it's about money. Get money. I'm not no hater. I hope you feed everybody you got to feed with that money. Cool. And continue to do it. I ain't mad at you. If y'all want to watch that, continue to watch it. I don't think he should be off of YouTube and none of that. Let him do his thing. Right. But what you shouldn't be doing, though, is breaking down no film and talking about the defensive line anyway. I don't know. Maybe you know how to break down something else, but not the defensive line. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. The fact that you even broke down broadcast film and tried to counter my video with preseason broadcast film is asinine and crazy. And you wear ski mask, young boy, but I ain't even gonna talk about that. Anyway, you're a tough guy. I heard you be banning people from Dallas. They can't come to Dallas, and are they in trouble and shit like that? I mean, I don't want to get banned. Yes, I don't want to get banned. So please don't hurt me. I'm just a bitch ass nigga. I can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that to me. I don't want no trouble. Don't do that to me. I don't want it. Y'all heard they do that. They like 50 Cent. Y'all. Not even 50 Cent, like Jay Prince. Can't come to talent. You can't come to Texas and shit. So I don't want no trouble, So I had to make this video to let everybody know. Please continue to watch AOC and follow him, give him money, do what you got to do. But don't mention me no more, please, because then I'm going to make you a laughing stock. And I mean that, because I'm going to keep putting you in my videos and I'm going to keep breaking you down if you keep talking. Now, and the reason I said that, what I said the first time, was because you was lying and you was wrong. Just admit that you was wrong. You don't got to admit it to me, but you can just stop and I'll stop. But you keep going. This is going to be a long, fun season for me, because this is what I like to do anyway. I like trolling fake tough guys. That's what I do. I bully bullies. I've been doing that my whole life. So I'm going to bully you if you try to bully me. And I've seen you've been trying to bully everybody in the content creation world since I've been gone. So, okay, this is what you do. This is what I do. So let's just do it. I'm cool with that. And you see how I'm brightening up? This is what I like. You see what I'm saying? This is fun for me. So, hey, however y'all want to do this, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? again, this ain't about no paper. I'm not even making no money, but y'all can send me some bread to my Cash App. I would appreciate that. That's no problem. You know what I mean? That's $formulas, 4M less. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? Boss told me make sure you ask for the money. So I'm asking for the money. All right, there we go. So you can pay me for it, but I do this for free because I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. All this shit that's behind me, YouTube ain't pay for none of this. I pay for all of it. Okay? Everything. Why? Because I'm not doing this for bread. And I'm not hating on people who do. Because I would do it for bread. But YouTube just don't like what I do. Because when I do shit like this for y'all, like these extended videos, they demonetize me. When I do the highlight videos and I use other people's music, they demonetize me. So I'm not gonna get paid for it. So I'm okay with it. I keep doing it. You know why? Because y'all call me and y'all say you want me to keep doing it. So I like doing it and y'all want me to keep doing it. And if I was rich or well off, I would probably do this with my time. So here I am doing this with my time. Get what I'm saying? So I don't know what else y'all want from me. But again, I appreciate that. Now, if y'all want me to go into Eberflus's coverage and how Booth got himself an interception, I could do that next. Or if you want to have questions or you want me to speak on what we just talked about, ask questions. And then, the way I can tell, because I don't got super chats. So the way I can tell that you asking questions, put like 4 flames, that kind of like 4 flames, you flame it. Put 4 flames, pause, behind your comment. And maybe that will let me know that you're asking a question because then I can see it. All right. But I'm gonna keep going with the coverages in the meantime. Let me see. I'm blind too, so let me see what y'all saying. That AOC dude just guessed in y'all space. Yeah, I don't know what he is. Really didn't know him. Like I said, he came while I was gone, and he would hit me up sometimes. Say, "Yo, can I use one of your videos for a video I'm doing?" I say, "Cool, no problem." So I ain't had no beef with him. It wasn't no beef. I'm trying to help you. Everybody know, like, even if we are having debates publicly, I ain't got no problem with you because you can't hurt my feelings. I don't care what you're talking about. So there's no beef. It wasn't no beef with him. I mean, I've gone on Boss's show and debated the same type of shit. I go right on your show and debate you about what you're talking about. I've gone on Sky's show and done that. I've gone on Vacha's show. We doing a round table. We do that. That's just what we do. It's not nothing personal when we do that. Now, if I make a hit piece on you, like I did with the other video, I did. Now, I don't know how many of y'all watched it, but the video that I did where I used his voiceover, and well, matter of fact, let me just put it up. Y'all can listen to this one just for shits and giggles because this don't make sense. They everyone who's talking to me is trying to make it seem like hold on, let me get to it real quick. Yeah, this one. They're trying. I'm just going in for no reason. I'm putting what this motherfucker was saying. All right, now let me share this with you. Boom. Okay, we sharing. We are gonna blow it up. Yeah. Go back. Make sure y'all can see it. Yeah. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear this stuff.
All right, y'all. So just with the stuff that we showed, my biggest issue with Mazi Smith is all of this stuff. It has nothing to do with scheme. None of this stuff has nothing to do with
the
coordinator trying to use him the right way. Because at the end of the day, he hasn't shown you an ability to be used any type of way. When he was asked to take on a double team or to hold the gap, he wasn't able to do that. The double teams absolutely kill him. I haven't seen Mazi Smith take on a double team well in a very long time. You may see it once or twice per season, but even in this same game, Jay Toye, a rookie, a 7th round rookie, took on the double teams much better than Mazi Smith. Now, granted, there were times where Jay Toye got pushed out of
again. So every point, I don't know why people think I'm tripping. Like, listen, he spoke on something that was if all he was speaking on, because this is the counter argument, is that I was just talking about a preseason game and Mazi didn't do nothing in the preseason game. They mad because he ain't do nothing in the preseason game, so they hating on me. Well, when you say he never did anything, never cleared the double team in a long time, when you say you can't find much of anything you can do with this guy and so on, I question that. So then I went and found the footage from last season only, not his first season, just one season and multiple games. I've already done this with you guys live, but I went and found the counters to everything he says in the video. So the reason it's his voice is to show you that everything he's saying in the first video that caused me to do this video, this is exactly what went through my mind when he's saying it. So this is why the videos was done in the first place. Because this is what went through my mind.
Got them hands on, buddy.
Watching
all right, y'all. So just with the stuff that we showed,
every time I see a big run,
my biggest issue with Mazi Smith is all of this stuff. It has nothing to do with scheme. None of this stuff has nothing to do with, is the coordinator trying to use him the right way? Because at the end of the day, he hasn't shown you an ability to be used any type of way. When he was asked to take on a double team or to hold a gap, he wasn't able to do that. The double teams absolutely killed him. I haven't seen Mazi Smith take on a double team well. And he
just said, let me let me hear it again. Because I can't hear what he said.
Double teams absolutely kill him to hold a gap. So he wasn't able to do that.
Mazi is getting handled on double teams. I just showed you Jay Toy. Oh shit! I went back.
It really looks like Mazi is they're ready to be used any type of way. When he was asked to take on a double team or to hold a gap, he wasn't able to do that. The double teams absolutely kill him. I haven't seen Mazi Smith take on a double team well in a very long time. You may see it once or twice per season, but even in this same game, Jay Toye, a rookie, a 7th round rookie, took on the double teams much better than Mazi. A rookie, 7th round, even in this same, in a very long time. You may see it once or twice per season.
Right there. But boom, he tries to disengage 56.
Even in this same,
and Mazi pushes him on
game, Jay Toye.
Mazi knocked 56 down as soon as he disengaged.
And a rookie, 7th round rookie, took on the double teams much better than Mazi Smith. Now, granted, there were times where Jay Toye got pushed out of his gap. I think there was at least 2.
A long time ago? No. So he said, again, you guys are listening to me and him. Let me go back to y'all screen and make sure y'all can. Am I fucking this up by talking while I'm playing this? Because I know you can hear him too. I think that's the problem. Yeah, I'm fucking it up, right? Okay, so I'm going to shut up. All right. But let me watch again. So, all right.
In this same game, Jay Toye, a rookie, a 7th round rookie, took on the double teams much better than Mazi Smith. Now, granted, there were times where Jay Toye got pushed out of his gap. I think there was at least 2 plays I saw where he did get pushed out of his gap and a running back went right into the gap that Jay Toye got pushed out of. So I'm not going to be unfair and act like these other guys are being perfect and Mazi's being bad, but here's the difference.
Again, it's a
Mazi Smith is a 1st round pick. Mazi Smith is supposed to be the starter. He's damn near the only starter that played.
And that's what you call an A+ play right there. He ain't even had to do that, and it still would have been a good rep. This would have been a
Mazi Smith is a 1st round pick. Mazi Smith is supposed to be the starter.
No, he's not clean no more.
He's damn near the only starter that played on Saturday. And Mazi Smith didn't look any different out there than someone like a Tommy Aking-Basote. He didn't look any different out there than even someone like an Ernest Brown. To me, Ernest Brown and Jay Toye and
you said you can't find anything that you can do with the guy, and he's in trouble. Okay, but you can definitely do this with him because he did it last year. So why would I think? They say your past is the leading indicator of future events, right? So why would I think that if he's done this consistently in the past, which he has, why would I think he can't do it for Eberflus? Because the name of the coach changed?
Zell Daxon, all 3 of those guys.
First thing he played was the jet sweep. You see that there, right? All right.
Guys honestly look better than Mazi Smith. And if they didn't look better, it was negligible. There was no difference between Mazi Smith being out there on the field and any of those guys being out there on the field.
Same game too. Week 14.
Result of the play as it pertains to Mazi being able to do.
Well, you just watched how many plays in week 14 so far? That was 2 direct plays, right? So week 14, he did 1. The double team that he split when he slammed Buddy. I gave him an A on that rep just for breaking ball up, and the ball didn't go nowhere. That last play, he actually made the tackle. That was an A as well.
What he's being able asked to do, depending on the technique he's playing. There was times when they lined him up in the 3 tech. He really doesn't get upfield well. He doesn't take a good path to the quarterback. He always allows himself to get pushed outside. Anytime he's rushing upfield, that's what I noticed in this game. He's getting
at this point. Didn't he say he don't look stronger than the guys that he playing against? I think he said that.
Do depending on the technique he's playing. There was times when they lined him up in the 3 tech. He really doesn't get upfield well. He doesn't take a good path to the quarterback. He always allows himself to get pushed outside. Anytime he's rushing upfield, that's what I noticed in this game. He's getting pushed further outside, bro. So he's making his rush lane extremely wide. You're never going to get home in the NFL when you're having to do that especially as somebody who's not getting off the ball well. He has no burst off the ball. There's no real pop or impact on that initial engagement. With
have been blown up if Saquon got the ball. Yeah.
O-lineman, and almost just looks like Mazi is out there playing at like half speed or something. I can't even explain it, but it literally looks like.
Let's watch it again. Is there any burst?
Mazi is out there playing at like half speed or something. I can't even explain. It almost just looks like Mazi is out there playing at like half speed or something. I can't even explain it, but it literally looks like Mazi is just like not trying, or he doesn't care. Or if a double team approaches him, and he kind of gives up on the.
He just goes around it. He just combos both of them. He just juked them. Watch it. Mazi to your right, folks.
Team approaches him, then he kind of gives up on the play. And I saw that way too many times. And even the times where he was one-on-one, he just didn't look stronger than the guy across from him. And y'all got to realize they were playing against backups. They were playing against the Rams backups. And there were not many plays at all. Maybe there was one play I saw where Mazi Smith legitimately looked like he was stronger than the guy that lined up in front of him, where he had leverage on that guy in that play. The pad level wasn't super terrible, but the time that he did get inconsistent with the pad level, he ended up on his ass. And there's other times where he's hopping unnecessarily. He's not planted. And anytime you're hopping on that defensive line, bro, if you get made contact with while you're doing that, you're done. You're going to get blown off the ball. And we see that happen.
Doing this. Now, this is the last game of the season against the same Eagles, right? If this was Jay Toya,
contact with while you're doing that, you're done. You're going to get blown off the ball. And we see that happen with Mazi Smith a lot. So
against backups even. And
that level's inconsistent. He has no burst off the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. There is no burst there. I mean, he doesn't have a look
like this now. You see him saying right now he got no burst. This is perfect time. I couldn't even make this shit up. I just put the video out there and lined up the video, and it just lined up perfectly. I didn't do this. He's just saying things at the perfect time.
Burst off the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. There is no burst there. I mean, he doesn't have a move. He doesn't have a shed move like Denzel Jackson. He at least has a shed move to where.
Watch that shit again. God damn. Sheesh. This the preseason, y'all? I don't think it's a preseason.
Line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. There is no burst there. I mean, he doesn't have a move. He doesn't have a shed move like Denzel Jackson. He at least has a shed move to where
was doing that in the preseason and Mazi wasn't. I would be like, yo, who the fuck is 90?
First contact with offensive lineman. If you miss him, you really missed him. He's gone, bro. He didn't sidestep you, and he's going upfield at that point. Denzel Jackson showed that a couple of times in this game. Jay Toye showed his strength a couple of times in this game. Mazi Smith didn't show anything that stood out in particular. Now, I will say the run defense was actually pretty damn decent, probably until the second half. The wheels start to come off the wagon just a little bit, but I think at that point, guys may have been gassed. Whatever the case may have been, I think at that point, there were other factors taking place, and there was a couple of big runs in there that kind of helped pad the stats, but you were not consistently seeing 6, 7, 8, 9-yard rushes, especially in that first half. But something that you consistently see when Jay Toye is in the game is a lot of the time the linebacker is going to stay clean. It's not obviously just Jay Toye. Obviously, the entire line has a lot to do with that. If the linebackers are staying clean more times than not, when I do see Jay Toye in the game, I would not be surprised at all if the kid ended up taking Mazi Smith's starting spot by the end of the season. Because again, in this game by itself, he was getting moved out his gap. All right, couldn't handle the double team well, so he's not a gap stuffer. Couldn't get upfield at times when he was playing that 3-tech. Showed a lack of awareness. There was a time where he kind of rushed the quarterback and got held up by a double team and kind of just quit. And the quarterback literally looked over his direction for a full second before he tried to dump off a screen pass to the back. And Mazi, I don't even think he really got his hands up. Now, somebody tipped the ball. I don't think it was Mazi, though. But that's just plenty of examples in this game that worries you. That ass is kicked on how they played in this game against the LA Rams.
Get back to y'all. All right, I'm back, fellas. All right, so y'all see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is all I'm talking about. I'm reading some of the stuff y'all talking about. Hold on. My bad. Troy, low-hanging fruit, real man fight the angry mob, followers crucified Christ. That's facts. Yeah. I hope Mazi shut everybody up too, Jarvis, but at the end of the day, all he gotta do is continue to do what he was doing, which is progressing That's all I wanted him to do is progress. Most defensive tackles don't take off to year 3 anyway. That's real shit. First year they're learning, they just get stronger. Second year, he got stronger, he got better, but he didn't even have an off season last year because he had shoulder surgery. So hopefully this year we get a stronger, healthier Mazi and at a healthy weight, and he understands. Like, honestly, the reason I am happy though for him is because the things that Eberflus is asking him to do is a lot of the things that you saw him doing in those highlights, which is stop trying to hold blocks, because that's what he was asked to do. Hold blocks. Stop trying to hold blocks and get upfield and just make a play. That's what he's asked to do now. And we saw him getting upfield making plays when he wasn't asked to hold blocks last year. But he still had 41 tackles holding blocks. He was holding block, meaning holding offensive linemen. And I showed you guys this. In every game, his job was to take one by the inside of the shoulder pad and take the other one, and he will hold them to try to keep them from climbing to the next level to get to the linebackers. It was literal plays where instead of a pass rush move, his first move was this in front of 2 people. Literal plays to try to hold 2 people back. Multiple plays. So he's doing that because that's what he was trained to do. And they would say, hey, he's strong as shit. Let's use that. So they used it. Which I'm not mad at Zimmer for saying it. I think that was a good opportunity. I think he would have got even better this year under Zimmer. Had Zimmer stayed, because the defense wasn't bad under Zimmer. But anyway, that's what was happening last year. So I have no problems with Mazi being doing what he was told to do. Okay. And doing it very well at that. It's a very bad assignment for a nose tackle who wants some stats though, because you ain't gonna get none. But nose tackle takes appreciation, just like a center or a long snapper. You don't notice that they're not good until you need one. Then you understand how powerful they are or how impactful they are to your team. Okay, so I hope we can leave that one there. Akoye is still doing boxing content. I haven't been doing straight boxing content on my channel. I've been doing it on other people's channels. I haven't been doing the show. I haven't been doing any content. 1, they demonetized me, like I said. But 2, there was a lot of stuff going on business-wise that I have to. Even now, the only reason I'm here, like I said, my dog shut up my garage. And I said, all right, I got to stay and clean that. So I just stay home. I ain't go into the office. I ain't do shit. But usually I wouldn't even be here today at this time. I wouldn't be here till like 7. So I guess you got to thank my dog for shitting on the floor. Cool. Okay, here we go. So are we done with this topic right now for the day? Okay, I think we are. All right, so let me go into what I did like about Eberflus in this game. Like, first off, the defense. Let's get on the defense in general. Defense played lights out. For those of you who mad, be mad. You could be mad at the offense. I'm not even mad at the offense. I wasn't mad because it's preseason. He's not trying to show anything. I know that we are competitive. We want to win, but if Joe Milton didn't play the entirety, almost a whole game, I think we win the game anyway if Greer is in there, because Joe Milton was throwing bullets to nobody. He was throwing bullshit passes. And then when we got the momentum change, he threw an interception right back. Okay, we had the opportunity to tie the game up going into the half. We lose momentum. 2 interceptions in the first half. You got to understand this. This is how bad he was. He lost the time of possession battle, and then he got 2 extra possessions. We were +2 in the turnover ratio. Okay, in the first half, plus a stop. Joe Milton was playing like trash. So I'm not mad at Shotty for that. I ain't mad at nobody for that. Hold on a second. This is a business call. Yo, cuz. Hold on, cuz. I'm in the middle of I'm on the show right this second. Just put him on the phone. Put him on the phone real quick. Put him on. Yo, what's up, Al? Hey, what's good, man? I've been wanting to meet you because I definitely, like I said, I'm putting a stable together of fighters, and I definitely want you to be one of them. Cuz been telling me a lot about you, but this moment, I'm in the middle of a show right now on a podcast, right? But I will call you tonight if you're free. Just take my number and you can text me, and I'll call you as soon as I'm done with this. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Jew. I'll call you in a minute, cuz. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna go to coverage. Oh, that's what we was talking about. What was I saying? Damn. I was trying to say something about Eberflus. Oh, they was shutting shit down though. That's what I was saying. We was +2 in the turnover ratio. You should never be down. If you +2 in the half, in the game, you shouldn't be down. But in a half, oh man, that should be totally different. Now y'all fought Shoddy and said, oh, he throwing the ball too much too. Well, the run game, number one, the run game is physical. Why hurt your players pounding the rock in preseason? It's dumb. Number two, the quarterbacks need reps in real live game action. He ain't gonna get them in the season, hopefully, because we don't want nothing to happen to Dak. Knock on wood. So where else would Milton get these throws from? This game? If he throws bad and you just decide not to throw the ball anymore at all, can you evaluate him? No. So you got to keep on, gotta keep throwing the ball. Now, Cropper did drop a seam route that was a bullet. That was nice. And he did throw a nice ball to Mingo. Those are the only two balls that I looked at from Milton, pause, that were good. Other than that, it was pretty basic, a trash. I didn't like Milton much at all. So I didn't really evaluate the offense or Schottenheimer in a bad way because it ain't like he put that out there with Dak. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't mad at that. And I wasn't mad at the first half. The first half, the defense played so well. You don't know how good the defense is if that doesn't happen. Because the first half, they played so well. Oh, you watching me with no glasses? Huh? I didn't know you was watching. She brought me my wife brought me my glasses. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, the first half, the defense played so well in the first half that for me, you won't get to see how good they are if those things don't happen. I mean, if the safety doesn't happen, the short field from the safety doesn't happen, and all the other bullshit doesn't happen in the first half. I mean, all the short 3 and outs and stuff like that, the interception. If he doesn't do any of that stuff, he's +1, not +2 first half. I forgot about the interception Joe Milton threw. But if he doesn't do any of that stuff, the offense plays well, the defense kind of would have shut the Baltimore Ravens down in the first half completely. All the offense had to do was keep the ball away from them a little bit. And it would have been it should have been 14-0, 14-3 first half. But I'm okay with the way it played out because you only get to know that your defense is that tough being on the field as long as they were on the field the whole first half, almost literally. They got a break here and there for special teams and those 3 and outs, which took about 30 seconds off the clock each, and maybe a minute or two. I don't know what the minutes were. You guys do. You could tell me. But if the defense on the field for the whole first half and they still held up the way they held up, that shows you how good they can be under Eberflus. So I ain't mad about that at all. I ain't got nothing to say. All right. But let me find this coverage footage. Let me see if I can see it. Can I watch it? Oh, I gotta go download. Where is it? Oh, maybe I didn't save that to the right place. Hold on a second. Oh, I didn't save it. I did save it. Hold on. Save as coverages. Okay. So hold up a second, y'all. Videos. No. Nope. Nope. Where can I put this where I can see it? Save as. Let me try to change this location. Downloads. All right, I know what to do. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more here. Let me see. blow this up. All right, I'm gonna have to do this in Camtasia. All right, let me go back to y'all real quick because I don't know why this file doesn't come in, but I'm going to still share my screen. Let me try to put this back in video file. Oh, there we go. No, I ain't got to do that. Cool. It's there. All right, cool. Hold on, pause. Let me blow this up. Oh. All right. In the beginning of the game, I even heard the commentators get baited by this, right? In the beginning of the game, what you saw from Eberflus was he's playing real soft on the outside. Reason they was playing soft on the outside, they wanted to create a pattern where the quarterback got used to throwing the ball out here. You take the middle of the field away, so you can see in the middle all the traffic's there. We watched this in the breakdown that I did of him as well. But all that traffic's there in the middle of the field is nowhere to really throw the ball. Everybody's inside out or bracketed. You only can throw the ball on the outside, boom, or underneath. All right, but you see they're playing a lot of cushion. You see the cushion on the outside? It's cover one. It's cover three, I'm sorry. But a lot of cushion. Watch this. All that cushion on the outside. Watch this. This looks like... Oh, no. This is cover one like I thought. Everybody playing man. I thought it was cover three. But they playing man. All right. It's like match man, cover one. All right. Boom. But all that cushion on the outside, even though he's still driving, Booth was still driving on the ball. But, you know, he was playing. They were giving away a lot of cushion due to that. Right now, they playing like cover two. Yep, cover two. Even in his cover two technique, he's bailing. Right. Let's see. He's watching. He's looking through his man or the receiver that's at the bottom of the screen. Booth is right there. Boom. He's watching those routes develop underneath. Sees the tight end get the ball, sticks his foot in the ground, makes the tackle. Boom. All right. So he's getting Cooper Rush real acclimated to, you know, hey, you got a lot of room underneath, right? So they're happily throwing the ball to the outside. They're just slinging the ball to the outside. When those things weren't there, you know, this is second half. But when those things weren't there, when those opportunities weren't there, he would pull away from it. He would just check down or whatever. But throughout most of the game, you saw it was a lot of opportunities on the outside. So you can see where Eberflus is forcing the ball. Now, imagine for a second, Booth is not your starter. Neither is Izzy and whoever else they had playing. I think Price, whatever their names are. They're not going to start. So you can see if his defense is designed to force you to throw the ball to the edges, right? You're throwing the ball to the edges, or you could throw it in the middle of the field, but you're not going to have much success there because, you know, that's where all his coverages converge, right? All of his scheme, he's usually running cover three, cover two, a lot of zone in the middle of the field. Boom. There Booth again. Booth had a nice little game. Hang on front. Now you can see they flatten out, right? So on Pride's side, Pride is playing press man. Booth is still like 10 yards off the ball on purpose. Far side of the field, though. So you see what hash mark they're on? They're on the right hash, meaning far side. So Booth has enough time. He's gambling. He has enough time to watch what's going on and try to drive on this ball. Right there, he's playing, but he playing cover two at that, which is crazy. So he playing cover two. He's just playing it all the way out here. So it kind of disguises what he's doing. You could think that he's playing quarters coverage all the way up the field. If you're the quarterback right now, you know, you don't know that he's actually in cover two playing with a soft flat, right? So he's playing a flat weekly. Booth at the top of the screen. But they're playing cover two. Boom. Hall was balling too. I like what Hall was doing. This is cover two again. You're just watching how he sets up. I don't think he did interception. I don't think I got the interception in here. I don't think I did. Did I? Maybe I did. Let's see. Let's cover two again. You can see where we forced the ball, though. Right? There's a lot of check downs. You don't see a lot. It's like, let's watch this. Watch where the traffic is. This is a third down play right here. Boom. Traffic all in the middle of the field. Right? The only places you're going to get any opportunities against this team is if you can challenge these corners, Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland. If you can challenge them, you can beat the Dallas Cowboys under Eberflus. And you can run the ball. Because that's what it would take. Because as you can see, in the middle of the field, even on your third down plays, but in the middle of the field, he has traffic. Like, it's always zone converging in the middle of the field, and everyone in the middle of the field is bracketed. So he's like, look, you're not going to see anything you like in the middle of the field. It's just not going to happen. but you will get those opportunities to the outside. All right, let's see. All right, still playing off. Boom. But you can see Booth slowly sitting on those, right? He's getting closer and closer to picking those. And then when he finally does pick this play or the interception, he wasn't off anymore. So he got them comfortable with that off coverage and then immediately switched it up. And when they switched it up, they paid for it. Booth was beat right there too. That would have been a touchdown that Booth gave up, I would say, but it was off a scramble drill. I thought that this was just a errant throw by Cooper Rush, but that should have been a touchdown. Boom. But that would have been the only play I saw him beat. This is that seam route. I put this in there because I'm going to break this down later. But Joe Milton, this is the only play that I looked at with Joe Milton right here. Boom. Up the seam, you see Cropper puts his foot in the ground. Great route. Looks for the ball. But got shook. Didn't catch that. But if he catches that, that changes the whole first half right there. Maybe he gets some momentum. Maybe maybe Joe Milton feels better after that, right? Okay. All right, boom. Third down again. This is the interception right here, actually. I like this play. Now, what's the difference? Now, you see he's in the middle of the field. The far side of the field is to the top now. So he likes to play off far side. Off far side, and the reason they're playing off far side usually is because far side, they're going to be singled up on the outside. Because they want you, if you're going to run single coverage and they're not going to give a guy any help, you want the quarterback to have to make the longest throw away from the line of scrimmage. So that's why I'm assuming why Eberflus is doing that. Right, boom. But watch at the bottom of the screen. It looks like press, but he's playing bail right here, Booth. He's bailing again, boom. So they're in cover 3. This is really cover 3, okay? But they disguised it. So you can't really tell what it is here. It looks like cover 1, man, right? It looks like they're in man, right? Now watch, as soon as the ball snaps, you see Wanye Thomas rotate out, and they're in cover 3. You see the robber, that safety at the top of the screen, he comes down into the middle of the field. But you see Booth is just playing bail or playing quarters, but he's playing quarters coverage, but bail technique. Okay. And quarters coverage is you cover or thirds. He's playing thirds. So he has anything from the hash mark outside. So from the hash to the perimeter all the way up the field, it belongs to Booth, right? From that hash on in the middle of the field, from hash to hash or from hash to the opposite side is Wanye, who's down at the line of scrimmage. And at the top of the screen, I don't know who that is, but I think it's Izzy, but whoever it is, he has the same from the out of bounds line to about the 40, right? Into the middle of the field. That's his area. So see that? Boom. That's their area to cover. So those 3 that you see that are the deepest right now, well, Booth is not the deepest yet, but those 3, Booth, Wanye, and whoever that top corner is, their job is to cover the deep thirds of the field and everything on the way, right? But they can play it different ways. You can play different techniques. You see guys who play cover 3 sort of like Richard Sherman used to, where they're playing it like man, meaning anybody that's in their zone, they man up on, and play like match man in that zone. They just don't leave that zone. But that requires you to kind of play out of phase where you're not looking at the quarterback at all. So, okay, that works for some people. But he plays Bell where he's watching the quarterback the whole time. So Booth is staring the quarterback down right now. He still threw the ball out there because they got them comfortable doing it. A little tip drill, and the rest is history. But the reason I got excited when I saw this, right, is because I swear to God, I don't got to lie. Y'all know. Let me show you real quick. That's what I broke down for y'all when I broke down Eberflus. I said, what the fuck? Now I'm going to put that video on too. I'm going to let y'all listen to it, which was wild. Let me see. Let's see. Where's Eberflus? I got to go to my channel real quick. Uh-huh. Okay. I think I'll probably put that on. I didn't even put that online, huh? Damn. Okay. So what do I do now? Maybe I got it in here. Let me see. Hold on, fellas and lady. Video file. Tell me I got. There we go. I got some Eberflus shit in here. Yep, I do. All right, here we go. All right. So when I broke down Eberflus, I said he has a vision-based defense, right? Everybody's watching the quarterback, all this good stuff. Okay. Now, same coverages. You see they playing off on the outside. Same pattern. This looks like cover 3 right now or cover 1. Right? Boom. Got a little blitz on the outside. Y'all can listen to this, right? Can you hear it? I don't think y'all can hear this. Let me see. Can y'all hear the video? Can y'all hear the video? Can y'all hear the video or y'all hear me? When I press play, am I talking? Can you hear that? I don't know if I got a voice on there or not. No. Okay, so no, there's no talking. Got it. So that means I need to talk for you. Got you. All right, cool. But you see that? Boom. The quarterback here, this is Russell Wilson. He's going to move those linebackers with that play action. Boom. All right, cool. Opens up room on the back end. Sanborn and those guys are out leveraged. You're going to get you a completion. Boom. This is where this is why stopping the run is so important for Eberflus, because if he doesn't stop the run with his front four consistently, play action is going to start killing you when you got to commit your safeties and everybody else to it, right? Boom. Here we go. This is Sanborn here. You see some of the things he's going to ask our linebackers to do. I kind of broke this down to you guys, right, before, but I want to get to the corners in a second because this ain't why I'm showing you this. He'll randomly vacate the middle of the field, but you never know when he's. You saw on that interception play, you never know when they're coming or going. So he'll dare you to throw across the middle of the field, right? You see that, and this is an important play. All right, the reason this is important is because you would think, some people think, and now hopefully this is where defensive coordinators get in trouble, or all coordinators get in trouble, because sometimes you gotta throw a jab to set everything up, right? So to set this up right here, right? Make sure you guys use that Cash App. You can send me some bread. I mean, make sure you use the $ formulas. But to set this up, he vacates the middle of the field early in the game. You see that? So this sets up the offensive coordinator to think, hey, we in these looks, we can attack the middle of the field because look, he got just a linebacker on Judy, and this could have been a big play. Now, where you set yourself up as a defensive coordinator is if you can't trust your players to stop this ball, then you can't set up the counter off of this, right? Just like if you can't trust your players to commit to a off tackle, you can't set up counter trades because nobody cares about your first step anyway. Nobody cares if you run front side or back side. We don't respect your run game, right? If he couldn't trust his linebacker Sanborn to stop the ball here, this goes for a touchdown, and then the integrity of your defense, or maybe your confidence in calling these types of plays, is gone. So now you're not going to do this anymore. As a coordinator, you're going to abandon that plan, and you're going to do what stops you from getting the lid blown off your defense, right? All right, cool. So Sanborn here, he's trusting. Sanborn misses his tackle. Boom. All right. So you think, oh, okay. As an offensive coordinator, you're having success in the middle of the field, right? And the middle of the field appears to be wide open, right? Okay. This is where when people were talking about, like, this is why I know. So people who say I'm a fake analyst, right? Which I am a fake analyst. I do other shit, but oh well. I'm a fake analyst that's better than you at this, I guess. But this is the reason when you listen to some people, like I was listening to Isaiah Stanback, shout out to those guys. They know football very well. They probably know the jargon very well. I'm not an NFL player, right? But what they were talking about, though, this is why, rest in peace, John Madden, we need a guy like Madden back and Pat Summerall and those guys. They used to break the game down while we watched it, which is how I learned the game. Other than my uncles, that's how I learned, right? So when you used to listen to those guys, right, they would tell you what's happening. And right now, you see again, the middle of the field looks like it's going to be voided because it looks like you're getting pressure from that middle linebacker. So it looks like he's going to void the middle of the field, right? But that's what Eberflus wants you to do. So it's a bend but don't break style, right? He gives you something and challenges you as a quarterback and gives you something that looks relatively easy to set your offensive coordinator up. and set you as a quarterback up to get comfortable with things, with patterns, right? He gets you comfortable. And what he does after that, he attacks the areas that he knows he gave you with those previous looks, right? So you saw the middle of the field was abandoned on that last play, right? Boom. Now, watch the safety on this play. And this is why Donald Wilson should not be playing. This is why I think Wanye Thomas should get the starting role. Watch that safety that I just showed at the bottom of the screen. Watch how many interceptions how many routes he jumps on the way. So this is actually not this is not a all-out blitz like the last one was. This is a robber, right? So they're playing cover one with a robber, the safety robbing the seam. He's robbing all the way across the field. So he's slanting, that safety slanting in the direction that yellow arrow is going. Now watch him while he slants. He's going to slant with the eyes of the quarterback. So this is what Kirk Cousins, I think. Right. Watch this. So middle linebacker is out. The middle of the field is wide open again. So if you're a quarterback, you're saying, oh, we got what we wanted. Now, the top of the screen, just like I was explaining to you, Eberflus is doing this here. At the top of the screen, you got Johnson, I think it's Jordan Johnson, whatever his name is, Jalen Johnson, 101. Okay. So he's saying, hey, you can throw up there if you want. If you want. All right. You could throw anywhere you want, right? You could throw to the bottom of the screen right now. Like if you were to hit that seam right quick, if you had to get the ball out quick, that safety is on it. He's watching his eyes, right? Now watch the progression change. As his progression changes, boom. See, he gets to a second progression, which would be that dig route that's in the middle of the field. Where's the safety? On the dig. Huh? So he goes to the third progression. Where's the safety now? Darting out to try to get underneath whatever's going on out there, right? Boom. Eberflus was setting up. He set them up to think that the middle of the field was open. So he can do this. And this is beautiful. This is brilliant shit right here. I like Eberflus for that. Because he looks vanilla, but it's not. He'll give you a vanilla look, and then he'll hit you with some complex shit right after that. Like right now, it looks like cover two, right? He wants you to think this is cover two, or this is some sort of, middle linebacker blitz, and both safeties are bailing, and I'm going to have room to work quick in the middle of the field, just in case there's pressure, right? But he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that. Now check it out. Boom. That safety is immediately on it. But not just sitting. So some safety, some defensive coordinators would have had him stop at right here in the middle of the field, right here. He wouldn't have carried this all the way across. I think Spagnolia and Eberflus do this with their safeties, which I like. Their safeties are very, very athletic and smart. Boom. But he could have stopped right there, and then Kirk Cousins would have just worked the right side of the field like he does eventually. But watch the boom. Eberflus will set you the fuck up, man. That could have been an interception right there. And I said Diggs and Bland will get targets. Why? Because look at the middle of the field pre-snap. Where are the bodies? Obviously in the middle of the field, right? All right, boom. Outside. So on the bottom of the screen, look at the bottom of the screen, look at the middle of the field. You got a check down you can throw on the bottom of the screen, and then everything else is taken away, right? So right now, that quarterback sees one-on-one outside against your best corner. That's where he's forced to throw the ball. And that ain't the place. Boom. They called this a pass interference. I thought that was good coverage, but you see how he's challenging the quarterbacks. He wants you to throw the furthest throw and away. So, the reason he had a lot of off coverage as well, so this is off as well, right? Because if I'm leaving you one-on-one, I mean, I'm going to give you space and room to recover if need be. Boom. But Johnson gets up the field. Good coverage on this one, in my opinion. But, you see what Eberflus is trying to set up. Here. Boom. At the snap. You see that? Now he's doing it the opposite side, right? Where is Johnson? Top of the screen. You see that? Where are the bodies? Everywhere else. You're not throwing the ball anywhere else. You can't throw the ball there. See? First progression. If you were to look this way, you ain't getting it over there, right? You can go outside with it, but you ain't getting it in the middle of the field. You can go outside right now on either side of the field, but not in the middle of the field. Hold on. Boom. He chooses to throw top of the screen. This looked like the same play almost. That looked like the same play Booth scored on, don't it? That's what made me think of it. That's why I got hyped when I saw that pick six. I said, yo, if I mean, you could call me fake, whatever the fuck you want to call me, right? Did I put this in my film work of Eberflus? I don't gotta justify it. Y'all already know. I'm just saying. Is it there? You know what I'm saying? Do the balls hang low? Pause. Put they there. You know what I'm saying? Big pause on the pup. But anyway, you see here though, boom. Same play almost against Booth as that play against Booth, because he baited them to start throwing outside. He forces you to throw the ball outside, and then you get your opportunities as your outside corners. Your outside corners get plenty of opportunities, and in situations where they don't have to think very much. There's help all to the middle of the field almost always, unless he's setting you up for something. Okay. Linebacker wise, I'm not going to get into the rest of that video because I did that video so many times. You guys can watch that on Twitter, but I just wanted to show you the coverages real quick. But you can see why I got excited, and that's the play that I jumped up to. I said, damn, like I said, I watch a lot of film of these guys, but I watch a lot of film of Eberflus, and I said, damn, his defense is so systematic that if you don't, it's progressive. So if you don't think about what the counters could be, or you don't scout them and watch what the counters are based on what he's showing you and like pick up what I just picked up, then he'll set you up as a young quarterback. You'll be set up early, because you got to be able to pick up the fact that he's feeding you all weird coverages and off coverage so that he doesn't give up a big play. So he's playing cushion, so he's keeping everything in front of him, and you ain't gonna get a big play early because those guys are playing off, right? So he's keeping everything in front of you and giving you all those things underneath, and then he'll reverse it on you. He'll come in either play bail where it looks like he's pressing, but he's not. He's still playing stack coverage, or bail over the top of you, or he'll just press you out of nowhere, and now he throws that off where you get the same look, you get the same formation, same play call, but different technique out of the corners. So, yeah, man, I really do like what Eberflus brings, and I like what this defense looks like right now, right? Especially preseason wise. I've been on here for over 2 hours, and you know what I mean. I'm enjoying myself, but like I said, I had to really I had to sit here and break this down and show y'all what's what, because I don't really understand what the bull talk about, man. Like, I understand he gotta retaliate, and I understand you gotta be mad. You should be mad. I would be mad too if somebody did that to me. What I did, I'm not gonna front. I don't feel bad for doing it though, but I would be upset if somebody called out my bullshit. That's why I don't bullshit though, because it's embarrassing when somebody call you on some bullshit. Y'all been called on bullshit before. Everybody been wrong before. I've been wrong before. We all been wrong. So that's what's happening. You know what I mean? That's what happened. But anyway, imagine what will happen when our corners are playing, and you're forcing the ball at those guys on the perimeter, and then everybody on the inside got help like a motherfucker. And then on the ground, the linebackers got help like a motherfucker, because those guys, that bum ass Mazi Smith, bum ass bull, he gonna fall his way into double teams to keep those linebackers clean. Because all I saw was clean ass linebackers and linebacker play. Matter of fact, let's do that real quick. Watch this. I'm not gonna say shit. Just look at this, and you tell me what the linebackers doing on almost every play. Every play. Watch this. Boom. Linebackers ain't touched. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna talk through it and just keep saying what I'm saying. But anyway, when you see clean linebackers on the ground with the ground game, that sets up everything you need on the outside, because now teams are forced to throw the ball more because they're not gonna get nowhere if you're playing like this team ball. You know what I mean? We wasn't playing this way for quite some time. We do need depth. I think Jay Toia honestly is not ready this season. I'm not trying to hate on the kid. I just didn't think he was gonna be ready this season anyway. He needs to get stronger. I do think Pernell Winfrey is definitely going to play. I think he's going to be our this year's Chauncey Golston. That's what he reminds me of, a violent big guy, got good length, about the same height, a little bigger than Chauncey though. So he's a good replacement and a good spell guy, because he can play some one tech, but not all day. He ain't gonna hold up there for a whole day. He could play three. He could play three tech good enough. And he can basically be a swing guy. So it'll probably be this rotation. Mazi and Osa start, and then you'll have Winfrey rotating behind those guys. But behind that, and Solomon Thomas too. I'm sorry. So Winfrey and Solomon Thomas will probably rotate behind those guys. And behind that, I don't know who the fifth, defensive tackle will be. Maybe they keep Jay Toyo on, but I think those 4 guys will be the main rotation. And then from there outside, we already know what those rotations will be. But as you can see, just watch who's making the plays in this film. First one to touch the ball in most of these plays on the ground, which it should be, is the linebacker, and they're all clean. And when you see a game out of a guy who I haven't been able to say nothing good about almost ever, which is Clark. Look at Clark. You see the best game. This is the best game I've ever seen Clark in. It's a preseason game, but it's the best game I've ever seen him play, ever. In the first half, he already had like 8-9 tackles in the first half. Like, look at it. He's just all over the place. But why he all over the place? Because for him, it's like 7-on-7. He ain't got to shed no block. Right there, look at him. Did he shed a block at all in any of these plays? Y'all tell me. He not shedding no blocks. No, watch 18. Nobody touching him. Nobody touches him. Ever. And he had a game because nobody's touching him. So if you want him to free flow to the ball, there you go again. You know what I'm saying? You want him to free flow to the ball, you need these guys in front of him. I remember Ray Lewis said, hey, man, there is no me without Sarah. There you go again. There is no me without Sarah Gusa. And those guys, the goose in front of him, you know what I mean? Those guys were keeping him clean. Yeah. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? But you see what I mean? Boom. That's 8. I ain't even cut this up for 18. Literally, every play he had the ball freely. It's like nobody bothers him. Nobody's bothering him. He able to run and hit all day long. And y'all bitching. Now, last thing what I'm gonna leave you with based off of this video, I'm gonna leave you with a video that I did before, just so you know that what I asked for is what I got. What I was looking for is what I got, which is a guy who could free up linebackers and make some plays against the run and hustle everywhere else. That's exactly what Mazi is. That's what I think he could do. Is he great at it yet? No. But does he do it? Yes. So that's all I asked him to do. While y'all watching that, I'm gonna go set up the next the video that I want y'all to watch of it right real quick. Watch this. Show all. Let's see. Okay. All right. Now, let me show you this, right? Remove. Let me show y'all this real quick. Share screen. I said, what? This literally is called the Mazi effect. So I'm sharing. Blow this up. That's what the video was called. This was done. Let me see when this was done. This video was done. When the fuck was it done? 2 years ago, obviously. Yeah, but what date? June 6th, 2023. So this is before Mazi ever played a snap for the Cowboys. Ever. Okay? Well, I'm going to let y'all just go ahead and hear it. I don't even know what I'm saying.
That's already,
just watch.
Amazing.
See what it say up there above that linebacker?
What effects will he have on it?
Why?
And
because the
with that
linebackers
said,
are able
you have
to
a
free
guy
flow.
who
Where
they say
who the
can't
fuck is
pass
ball?
rush, but
Why?
you see at times when he's
Mazi
left
out there.
one-on-one
Whole
with
game.
guys,
I showed
and
what his
when he's
impact on
next
the game
to
would be.
a guy who
Boom.
can also play that one tech. He can get
He ain't doing
upfield
much
if he has
different
to, and if
than
he's dealing with one
he's
guy,
doing
it's
right
not
now.
even
That was a
fair.
good
I
move.
don't think there's
Don't
one
do
guy
that.
individually consistently who's
These
going
are
to
the
block
things I
Mazi
want him
Smith
doing.
in
When
the
you see him
tight end, it's not
one-on-one,
gonna happen.
that's what he's
You're going
doing.
to have to double him,
But just watch the
especially in run
linebacker
fits.
play.
You
Number
have to,
12. And watch these
because it's
guys
just
in
so
this
disruptive.
game. They're all
And to
free
think
flowing,
about
are able to
him
free
playing
flow
in
to the
that
ball.
Carlos Watkins role opposite
I was showing that
Hankins.
we're not doing that now.
That's amazing.
We weren't doing that
and
at
then
the
also
time.
spelling Hankins. So I think that's how we'll use him. I think on early downs you might see Mazi and Hankins in
that's
obvious
Watkins.
run
I like what
situations
Watkins
side
was
by side. A lot of the time, like you saw Carlos Watkins and Hankins as well when they were playing together. I think when Hankins needs a breather, because Mazi does have that high motor, I think you'll see Mazi slide over to that true one tech. And then you'll see guys like Osa on later downs, Osa and Golston and those guys fill in, and Nev, if he's still here, fill into that 3 tech position. But I think Mazi's that tweener that'll be playing both. And we saw that with Carlos Watkins as well. Although Watkins is not a true 3 tech either, he's a guy that they asked to play 3 tech at times. And when you have 2 guys out there that can clearly soak up double teams like crazy, about that one. It answers the other question that we have, which is that group of linebackers that are wild and young and led by Leighton Vander Esch, who I think you saw a lot of what Vander Esch could be and what we wanted him to be when Hankins got Mazi, Bohanna, guys like that who you can rotate in there in that off-season move, who can soak up double teams. And keep guys like that one time in his whole career. Mazi, Bohanna, guys like that who you can rotate in there at that one set position, who can soak up double teams and keep those linebackers clean. And because that was in Mazi's DNA, I think that's all I asked mainly asked to do. Did not ask for Carlos a guy who can do who can get sacks. Keep those. I asked for a guy who was like a 3 tech savant. I just asked for a guy to keep and just wreak havoc because with that's what I'm getting. Overshawn, so when y'all think that I'm just trying to defend it, like I'm trying to prove I wasn't wrong, I'm trying to defend the pick. I'm not. I'm watching this type of shit on film happen. At this time last year, he wasn't even playing. He went back. He didn't do shit. That was in Mazi's DNA. I mean, statistically, that's what he's going to be mainly asked to do. Just take on the double team. Carlos Watkins' production. Let your guys go do what they do. Keep those linebackers. That's what he there for. So they can run. He ain't do shit. Free to the quarterback. He doing shit right here. Free to the ball. He getting double. And, just getting moved too. Because a little bit. With Demarion Overshawn, you see them trying to peel off and hit 25. But he's a R12 seek and destroy missile, man. You get a little piece. You got Clark, 25 and 12. Played well last year. We didn't even think. I mean, at this time last year, he wasn't even playing. He wasn't moving. They got Osa doing it here. This ain't Osa's job. Now he's Osa getting walled up super easy. Hitting in the offseason. He's little. And I think now the IQ is there because of the experience. But anyway, then you have a guy like Jabril Cox who has some growing pains due to, I think, his injury as well kind of set him back. And now you'll see him jump as well. So although there's a lot of questions at linebacker, we have a lot of talent at linebacker that people aren't really paying attention to. Damone Clark, was easily, a second-round talent. LVE obviously is a second-round talent. If he can get in there and make plays too, on top of all that, he's cool. Actually playing. He got moved here, which I'm happy to see because, like I said, I was one of LVE's biggest supporters when he came in. Still talking. And he let me down. Is he making the play? No. Because I think of his why was Michigan balling though? Neck injuries. But at this point, like what I saw in the Tampa Bay game and what I saw even in the San Francisco game, I wasn't at all two, taking out 4. So the two guys in the middle of the field, we all thought that broke all this stuff. Was still disappointed in what. Even in the San Francisco game, I wasn't at all held up 4 offensive linemen on this play. LB put on the field. And then we all thought that they make the play. Cox was the steal of the draft. So just came and we have guys like that who is he playing? I ask you this: is he playing like this? Having a guy like Mazi, is he playing like and Hankins right and those guys last year, up front, did he play like this? I think them fresh is very important. God damn. When you watch Mazi on film, God damn. So when he body slammed those 2 Eagles players, y'all ain't thinking about that play right there. I'll look at that type of shit. Now, you don't get no stat for this. And this is not no stat shit. This shit that I just watch on film and be like, yo. We have guys like that who are wild and I think a little raw. Having a guy like Mazi and Hankins and those guys up front who can keep them fresh is very important. And almost killed that man. When you watch Mazi on film and you watch him on tape, you see that's what boy ain't gonna be doing the next play. Blocking real well. He's, tossing double teams left and right. And in him doing that from a 3 tech tweener position. Is not fair getting pushed out of there, right? To the fact that Hankins, we already know what he can do to your offensive line if you let him. So you can see a lot of these situations though. In last year, you'll see where they would see Hankins. They San Fran kind of figured that out. They say, okay, we know where Hankins is. We're going to run backside of Hankins, meaning we'll start our action front side to get him to pick that side and to commit to that gap. And then we're going to cut it back. And we're going to seal off that back end by double teaming that 3 tech. Each time they did it, whether it was Osa, Chauncey, I think Chauncey handled it okay a couple times, but he got knocked out of there. and Nev as well. Those guys were getting knocked out of that gap almost every time. And sometimes we would feel, sometimes we wouldn't, the rest of the team that is, but you can see clearly that was the idea and it was working quite a bit. So when you ask yourself like what Mazi will do and what he can do, just looking at the film, I don't have to, look at or listen to what Dan Quinn is going to say. Just watching the film, if I'm Dan Quinn watching and saying, hey, what could we improve on if you're watching San Fran's film or you're watching some of the games we got run on? It's, hey, when guys cut off of our one tech, what is our answer on the opposite side? And for a time, it was Carlos Watkins who did pretty well.
He said, now everybody needs to just smoke a blunt.
But when he got off the field, you noticed. And I think Mazi will be that guy that definitely anchors that backside for Hankins and then also spells Hankins, sort of like Carlos Watkins.
This is exactly true, Troy Moore. We ain't got to be right every time. Just stand on it when you're wrong and admit it. That's all good. We content creators. Exactly right. But don't lie. That's what I don't.
Playing in that role that we asked Carlos Watkins to play in.
I mean, you can be wrong. There's a difference between being wrong and lying. You wrong for lying, but lying is intentional.
I'm excited for the pick. I think that a lot of us as fans get in our imaginations, or we listen to the narrative spinners, the weavers of webs out there that tell us what to think. And you don't have to listen to any of that. All you have to do is just use some common sense, watch the film, and it'll direct you right to.
So I didn't pick film and try to make him look like a world beater. I just said what's happening while he is on the field during the game.
This offseason for the Cowboys, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do on the field. Appreciate you guys watching.
Nobody
got other interviews coming. Sorry for
every tackle.
Breaking the interviews. I had a wedding to prepare for.
I just need
but not mine. But I had a wedding to prepare
last year.
And back now though. So let's get busy. Peace.
I seen him doing this last year, and I said, all right, we got the Mazi that I was watching in college. That's all I'm cool with. That's all I need, and I'm cool with that. All right, let me get back to my channel and back over here. All right. He said respect. What we arguing about? He said respect. He said, I wish I don't have to agree on everything, but if a person disagrees, that don't mean they're a terrible person. Oh yeah, that's a fact. Again, I don't think that AOC is terrible because he lied or because he disagrees. I think he's terrible because of the things he's done to other content creators. I don't think he's terrible because of the Mazi take. So this ain't about Mazi. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't know if that's what y'all talking about, but yeah, I don't think he's a terrible person because of football. And I think those of you who are arguing and trying to fight each other because of that is crazy anyway. But anyway, I think I did enough. I've said enough today. I wasn't planning on even coming on today, so I've been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and also if you want to show some support and love for what we do, make sure you hit $4MLESS. That's my Cash App. I do accept Cash App, hugs, gifts, all kinds of shit. Whatever you want to do, send it. Because what we do, like I said, what I do, it do take time. I've been here for 2.5 hours, and it took me another 2.5 hours to prepare the video. So that's 5 hours of my day today. I've been sitting in this chair for free for you. Now, I don't gotta do that. I want to do it. This is what I like to do. This is what I do with my time. So I'm enjoying myself, right? But I got a beautiful lady to go chill with. We'll see what I'm about to go do with the rest of my night. But outside of that, I hope y'all enjoyed this. And I will break down the offense later on tonight or tomorrow. And then I will cut this stuff up too and make it look like something for y'all. But right now, cool. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, do your thing though. Share it on Twitter. Start some conversations. Punch somebody at the water cooler. Curse somebody out. Whatever you gotta do. And Bandit for life, we bang with you, bro. You said you new here. You said, yeah, I was talking in general. Okay, got you. You new here? Well, welcome, man. We like new folks here, and don't give them a hard time. We ain't cursing people out who disagree with us in general. So if that's what's happening to you in the chat, be sure to let me know because we do got moderators for shit like that. I'll let y'all talk y'all shit. Just don't curse each other out and get disrespectful. But you can talk shit, and we don't talk shit to Eagles fans or any other fans that come in here either. Because if you cross watching, that means I'm doing my job. If you're watching me from another team or another team's rival team, and you watching me, that's just respect. I ain't got no problem with that. So don't curse them out when they come here. And if they win, they got the right to come here and talk shit because it take heart to come here and talk shit. But I go to the stadium and talk shit, which I will be at the stadium first game of the season for a tailgate party anyway. But I will be there talking shit around a bunch of Eagles fans. So I respect anybody else that's willing to go do that. So if an Eagles fan want to come here or any other fans come here to talk shit, let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? When they win, let them do their thing. They earned it. You know what I mean? So I don't curse those people out. So if that's what you're saying, Bandit for life, we appreciate it. You know what I mean? We appreciate it. All right. But we out of here. What's up, Sadiqa? What's up, Alpha Mason? Hit that like button. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.